all of a sudden using his full name because ESPN Dub. What up, bro? ESPN Dub.
It's always, first of all, it's always been like that. So that's
ESPN chill in the house. And
nobody's trying to big time nobody.
Hey, yo, check this out. Check this out. I'm coming back to Tampa in May. Can I get your autograph this time? You never gave me your autograph last time.
Absolutely not. Nope. and you taking me to dinner too. How about that?
You know what? I'll take you out for that steak dinner that Ticket owes Low.
That's fire. Poor Low.
What's up, Ticket?
Run in your mouth. Run in your mouth.
I gotta be honest, Ticket. I feel a little disrespected. I feel disrespected by you. I see everybody else up on your lives. I see Chill. I see Low. I see everybody. I don't see no love for Fluent. I see no love for Fluent.
You going, you know what I'm saying, bro? We got something coming for you. Don't worry. I got
first of all, Tone, with Ticket, you got to come through the neighborhood. You can't just be saying stuff. You got to go through the neighborhood with him. You can't just be saying stuff. You got to come through the hood.
Tone set something off. He don't even know what he did, man. Tone, man, Carmelo we talked about Memphis. You done made Dillon Brooks come out and say something crazy, man. After we had that conversation, Dillon Brooks came out the next day and said, and I quote, "Oh, we don't need Melo. Listening to you."
That's right. Hey, fellow Canadian, smart dude right there.
But look what happened to him now. Now they're getting treated like a baby. And now you can't even stay in Miami overnight.
That's okay. You're gonna be loving the Grizzlies in the finals this year. We good.
Hey, Ticket just brought that up. I hate that, yo. What's the story of the world? One person screws it up for everybody. So one person screws it up for everybody. That's the story of the world. So so we in Miami, we on a 3-day road trip. In the process of us being on a 3-day road trip, you in Miami, and we play Miami tonight. I don't know, what's today, Tuesday? We don't play again till Friday in, I don't know, let's say Charlotte. So we can't stay in Miami tonight because Goofy over here want to act stupid, right? He wanna act wild, and him acting wild. Now we got to get out things and we got to go. Because even though we had a great game against Miami tonight, yo, Ticket, let's go get a beer, yo, after the game. No, we can't do that. We got to go get on a plane and leave. We can't do that.
That's sad, man. That's sad. But it's all because Fluent did that, though. Because Fluent come on here talking about they don't need a guy like Carmelo and all this other stuff. And now guys can't stay in Miami overnight, Dillon Brooks. You know, guys, Fluent did that to y'all. You took the bait. Took that bait, Fluent did to y'all. Now look what happened. Now it says since you're being we're gonna practice. Yeah, Fluent, I heard you hanging around the Toronto Raptors games and trying to get autographs from Drake. I heard about
you. What autograph? We go to his house to play basketball. July 7th.
Don't sprain your ankle.
You should come. You roll through.
Don't sprain your ankle.
All right, so I got a super chat to get into right from the top of the show. My man, I am Steven Allen, said it's sad to see Jordan trying to sell the Hornets. He's been the only black owner in North American professional sports for the past 13 years. I feel like the black community hasn't supported him enough. Do we feel like Jordan getting enough support?
Ron, we can start that right there. He's not losing the team.
He's not.
Y'all, this was wrong with us. We got to read the fine print. Jordan is just selling a stake in the team. He's still going to be a part of the ownership. He's not selling the team, he's selling a stake in the team. So he's still going to be an owner of the team, man. Now, I mean, look, as far as guys not going there to play and stuff like that, and, you know, guys going to want to go play in the big cities when they're free agents. So they want big contract, big deals and stuff like that. But what I would suggest Jordan do, I don't know if there's a conflict of interest, but I would suggest Jordan start signing these dudes to their brands, giving them big deals with his Jordan brand in order to entice them as free agents to come over to Charlotte. And Charlotte need to do a better job of acquiring assets to make trades. You got to do what teams like OKC are doing. You got to do what teams like Toronto do. When you draft, you have to draft well, but you also have to keep your assets so that when it's time to go get a big dog, you can go get him. Like Toronto had a chance to go get KD. They was just stupid enough not to want to give up Scottie Barnes. So, I mean, why did they do that? Because they acquired assets that nobody was thinking that was solid, but they had good scouting, and the assets turned into Fred VanVleet. The assets turned into Pascal Siakam, and the list goes on. You understand what I'm saying? And now you can flip those assets, Scottie Barnes and those guys, and go get a big fish that you kind of want to put with some of those other guys if you want to keep your championship window open from when Kawhi left. But, you know, he wasn't willing to pay that price of Scotty Barnes. And listen, Fluent might disagree with me. I think that was a wrong assessment. I don't think Scotty Barnes he's gonna pan out to be what they think he is.
So let me pause and go back to the first point, because Ticket brought up an excellent point that no one is talking about. Jordan is selling his majority stake. Mm-hmm. He will remain as minority owner. Part of that might have to do with a conflict of interest with Jordan Brand, because as a majority owner, he might not be able to give some of these big contracts, and maybe that's part of the reason. The other reason is, and this is what kills me about Colin Dumherd, when he says he's a bad owner, I'll make you all owners right now, and here's my promise to you. And tell me which one of you won't take this deal. You give me $800 million today, which you have. In 10 years, I will give you $1.8 billion back.
That's not enough, Tone.
I think
times that by 3, Tone. Times that by 3. So the $800 million you invested in 10 years, I'm gonna flip that $800 million to $2.7 billion. There's nobody that's not doing that.
But
that's good business. So saying he's a bad owner you're confusing the bad product on the team with what he's there for, which is to make money, which he did.
Right. Now,
move that forward to what he said. The KD thing, at the time, I was hesitant because my thoughts on KD were he was going to start to decline this year. After seeing him play, you're right. They should have made that. They absolutely should have made that deal, because Scotty Barnes, no matter where Scotty Barnes goes, he's never going to be KD. So in the short term, they had a window to really make a run at least 2 finals appearances with KD on this team. And so they missed that opportunity for sure.
Hey, Fluent, you missed last week, so I want to ask you a quick question, man. You know, a lot of people have been ducking this. Last week, you know, I was very pleased and very respectable of Chilltown, because Chilltown, he didn't run from this. He stood right tall in the face of adversity. Now, you, sir, have been one of the main ones that have sparked this conversation. And Chilltown, I wanted to ask you how LeBron James can sue Nick Saban for allegedly using a name of his, but won't sue a guy by the name of Chael Sonnen, who has accused him of using PEDs. What do you think about that, Chilltown? I mean, excuse me, Fluent. What do you think about that?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh,
no, I'm not. Because after what I said on this show a few weeks ago, some of you know, some of you don't. I was approached by a company here in Toronto to write my first ever investigative report, and I had to sign an NDA. So I'm working on a project. It might be 3 weeks, it might be 3 months, it might be a year. I don't know. So I'm actually not allowed to talk about it. But I'll say this. I think you guys all know where I stand. I think there's an issue in the NBA, and we're working on getting to the bottom of it, but I'm actually not allowed to talk about it anymore.
But I just want to make sure I ain't losing my mind or delusional, going crazy like all these people in the comment section say I am.
I'll say this. Nothing to do with that topic, a different topic. If someone accuses me of doing something that I did not do, especially as a famous person, I'm coming out and talking about it, or have a lawsuit against them for defamation. If
that's all I want to know. You ain't got to go nowhere. That's all I want to know. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Go ahead, Ron.
And I did, and I saw you and Chill talking about it. I started there's a great channel, almost as good as this one, called Ticket TV, and I went out and I checked it out, and I saw you and Chill talking about it, and I was very, very happy to hear what I heard. That was right on point. What you said, Chill.
Chilltown, man. Shout out to the legendary Chilltown, man.
That was perfectly on point. That was excellent.
So, when you talk about the best bosses, right? Like you just said, Tone, he's not selling the team. So it's not like I own this business and I'm handing it over to somebody. No, I'm just selling my stake, my majority stake. I'm still going to have a stake in the team, right? So I'm still going to be a part of what's going on here. But the difference is that I'm not going to be at the head of the table. I'm not going to be signing the checks like I used to. Now, we all know that the smartest people hire people smarter than them. That's why they're smart. So when you look at what Jordan has done over the course of his career with the Charlotte Hornets, he hasn't hired people smarter than him. He's hired, for the majority of the time he's been there, he's hired people who are yes men. He's hired people who will appease him. He has hired people who will do what he says and not challenge.
You think?
I'm certain of that. And the reason why I'm certain, and the reason why I'm certain of that,
you don't know the conversations behind closed doors. So it's your opinion.
Well, it is. It is. I'm certain of my opinion.
I agree with you, but I want to be clear.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't agree with him. Don't agree with him, Fluent. He's sad. He's sad about Michael Jordan because it's Michael Jordan. Hey, Ron, he couldn't kill him on the court, Bob. He couldn't take him down on the court. They couldn't destroy Mike. They couldn't destroy his legacy because it was too far.
I don't
We're not doing that.
I'm going to get the party started. I'm going to get the party started.
First, can I make a correction?
Sorry. I'm going to get the party started. Mr. Chilltown. I know what you're doing. Yeah, get that hate out your heart. Everybody talking about somebody hating on LeBron. No, you hate on Mike. You hate on Mike. You hate on. You couldn't do it while he was playing. You couldn't do it while he was on the court. So you trying to do it while he on the court. I know what you're doing, dog.
First and foremost,
hold on, chill. One sec. I gotta go back. I just gotta correct myself. Because I said a number that was crazy wrong. He bought the Hornets for. I know this number. I don't know why I said it wrong. 180 million, not 800 million. He bought them for 180 million, and he's reportedly selling his stake now for 1.8 billion. So it's a 10-time return. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So with that being said,
that's fire that your do-rags tapping in with a super chat too.
Yo. Hey, look. Hey, sock it to my pocket, sucker. That's cool.
That do-rag got more money than some people I've seen come on the show, but yeah.
That's fact. Now, the point that I was making, first and foremost, Ticket, get your story straight when you talk to me about Jordan. There was no bigger Jordan fan than I was as a kid. In fact, I thought I was Jordan as a ball player. So there's no bigger fan than Michael Jordan. Now, we talk about Jordan as an owner, as a businessman. You cannot sit there with an objective opinion and say to me that he's done a good job. In fact, not only can you not say that, you won't say that. And it's not killing him.
I didn't say that.
I'm not done. What I'm saying is that you're not being objective here. You're completely subjective about Michael Jordan, and you can't see anything that's wrong with him.
Hold on, I never said that.
You did say that. You said that I'm killing.
No. You ain't liar. You ain't liar, Chilltown.
When in reality, he has not done a good job in terms of hiring people around him. In terms of hiring people, that's the point that I'm making.
Nobody said that. No, you and Fluent up here lying. You and Fluent up here lying.
I'm lying.
You both sat up here and said, hold on. You two jabronis both sat up here and said, oh yeah, he got people that he hired that don't, they ain't got enough heart to you know what I'm saying, to stand up to him. How you know that? How do you know that? What you in the meetings? How you know that?
Allegedly. Hold on. Yes or no? Did he hire Doug Collins? Was Doug Collins coaching not give the ball to Jordan and get the F out of the way?
He was in the front office.
Jordan in the boardroom. Please don't tell me.
He was in the front office.
Yes, he was in the front office.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he is in the front office. He's the head coach. What are you talking about? Coaching is management. What are you talking about, Ticket?
Come on.
Coaching is management.
All right, so answer this question then.
That's number one. You answer this question. You answer this question for me. Answer this question. If you got a guy that's working in your front office that's doing his homework, how do you pass on Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard? He's doing his homework.
Chilltown, I'm gonna answer that question. I know it hurts you so bad that LeBron James lost 6 NBA finals and Michael Jordan won 6 NBA finals. I know that hurts your soul.
Focus, Ticket. Focus.
It's nothing else. Hey, bro. Hey, listen.
No, I'm not
listening, baby.
Focus,
it ain't nothing else you can say.
All you're doing is you're deflecting. Stick to the point, Ticket.
I'm cool. Hey, look. All right, cool, no problem. Hey, look. But Chilltown, it ain't nothing you can do to get them 6 NBA finals losses back.
Here we
you
go.
Can say whatever you want to say about Mike as an example.
About Jordan,
you can't get them back.
Owner of a team.
Not one.
Hold on. But that's where I disagree. He's a good owner of a team. Wait. He's a good owner of a team. Because I mentioned before, the money is what the owner, that's what you're judged on as an owner. As far as money goes, he's a very good owner. He did a great job. If I was a stakeholder in the Hornets, I'm very happy with what he did.
Absolutely.
Is he a great judge of talent? I don't know. I don't know because I don't know how involved he was with those GMs. If anything
he got the new age. He got the new age Bobby Brown. He got the new age Bobby Brown. Malik Monk. He out here balling, right? So Malik Monk, that was a solid pick. Malik Monk, that was a solid pick, right or wrong. Now they lost that pick because Malik was going crazy, but that was a solid pick out of Kentucky, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went and got the big boy that was in the national championship game. He turned out to be a bust, but everybody thought he was a baller when he went and got him. I forget his name, the big tall white boy. That was Kaminsky. Yes. Anybody would have picked him up in that spot, bro. Then he got Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker worked out of that time because he made some all-star teams.
Let me give you his first round picks since 2012. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Cody Zeller.
Everybody, hold on. Everybody in the league would have picked Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, so don't do that.
Cody Zeller, Noah Vonleh, Frank Kaminsky, Richardson, Malik Monk, SGA, which he quickly traded away, PJ Washington, LaMelo Ball.
Who he traded SGA away for?
No, nothing. I don't know what he traded.
He traded him to the Clippers.
To the Clippers for what? I don't even think.
A bucket extra crispy and a six-pack.
A bucket extra crispy. There you go. PJ Washington, LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight, and Jalen Duren. Sorry, that does not look like a guy that. I'm not saying he did it.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Is it Fluent? But let me ask you a question, Fluent. Is it that, or is it that it was bad coaching that didn't develop the players right? Because sometimes, like I said, and I'm gonna say this. Hold on, Fluent. Hold on 1 second, Fluent. Because I got a perfect example. Go back and look at the Lakers. Everybody wasn't being patient with Flute Walton when he had Lonzo and Ingram and Kuzma and them guys. Ingram was coming along real slow with them because of the coaching. Soon as he got different coaching, his game elevated instantly. So it could be that you picking the right players, you just got the wrong leadership as coaching.
So you're picking the right players. So again, like you just said, Tone, he takes Cody Zeller, who was solid at Indiana. He was one of the best players. He passes on C.J. McCollum. Not only does he pass on C.J. McCollum, he also passed on Giannis, right? He did that. So again, he takes Michael Kidd.
Man, time out, bro. You capping, dog. You capping, man. You said,
he passed on C.J. McCollum and he passed on Giannis.
Hold on.
That's not my opinion. That is a fact.
Wrong. I double dog dared you. Hold on 1 second.
They traded SGA, which ended up being Miles Bridges.
Y'all sad, bro. Hey, yo, I'm gonna show you Chilltown's a liar right now. Hey, now watch this, Ron. I need you to do one thing for me, Ron. Go pick up a picture of what Giannis Antetokounmpo looked like before he came into the league.
He was 200 pounds. He was 200 pounds. And I'm glad you brought up.
He looked like a model for Gerbil's baby. He looked like a model for Gerbil.
I'm glad you brought up Giannis because KD was just sliced up when he came out of college, right? KD looked like he should be modeling in Muscle magazine.
But he was coming out of Texas. He was coming out of Texas averaging a dub. He was coming out of Texas averaging a dub.
Is that you see Giannis? And I remember watching Giannis and thinking to myself, there's some people who need to be fired. That was in 14. There's some people who need to be fired. Why? Because y'all clearly ain't doing your homework. Because this dude needs to be on our crew. Why isn't he with us? Who isn't doing their homework?
It was in 14?
13 or 14. I think 13
draft. 2013 draft.
2013, I'm sorry. The 2013 draft. It's people that's clearly not doing their homework. But I digress. If we could get back to the original point here, which was Jordan is not, I can appreciate Tone's logic about it being a family business. If you notice, the Dr. Bus with the Lakers are the family business. And we're not selling it. Before he sells it, he will give it to his kids. Now, I think Jordan is 60. He just turned 60 years old.
Yeah.
He just turned 60 years old. So Jordan may be at a point where, you know what? I'm a little too old for this, right? This becomes a little bit more stressful as you get older. I probably made what I'm going to make in terms of money, and I'm going to cash out. Now, I could hand this down to my children or just take a step back, which sounds like good business to me.
And let's be clear, he's taking $1 billion in profit, and we don't know what he's doing. Or sorry, 1.7 billion, $6 billion in profit, 1.6 billion. He could be buying something else. You don't know what he's doing.
We also don't know, Tone, if that 1.7 billion is all he's getting. Michael Jordan's contribution, which was I think it was like 275 million. I think that was his contribution in 2010. something like that. So for him to get $275 million, what is his contribution out of that $1.7 billion, which Forbes made it clear that in 2022, that's what the Charlotte Hornets are worth. What is he going to get? Because he's not going to get the whole $1.7 billion. What is he going to get out of that?
No, my understanding he's selling. My understanding is his piece that he paid for was 180 million, and he's been offered 1.7 or 1.8 billion in exchange for just that piece. So he would be getting that entire amount. Again, we don't know the because this is the other thing. We're talking about this. This won't happen for 6 months, guys, at least.
Right.
This is a long way away.
This isn't something that's happening today or tomorrow, right?
Yeah, no.
That's going to be a process. But I do understand why he would want to get out. But that doesn't negate the fact that, Jay has not done a great job in hiring people and his team doing a great job in drafting people. They have not. And there's no way that you're going to sell me that Jay is just sitting up in the owner's box and just letting everybody do their job. He's not doing it.
But you can't put that on him. And you can't put that on his playing career either.
No, you can't. That has nothing to do with it.
People try to say, that's why he's not the GOAT. No, that has nothing to do. The one does not have anything to do with the other.
These two things are like this. These two things are completely two separate things, no doubt.
Yo, Mars, I would like to hear how you feel about Michael Jordan as an owner.
I don't know what he does. Like, he owns the team. It's not his job to draft people. It's whoever he hires to do that. So him hiring those people and them doing a bad job, I guess you can blame him. Or the coaches not getting the team to the playoffs. I guess you can blame him for hiring the coaches. But every time the Kings make a bad pick, do we blame the ownership or do we blame the people responsible for drafting? I don't know. It just feels like because Michael Jordan is someone we know and is in the limelight, he seems to be getting blamed for the things his front office does. I don't think we keep the same energy for a lot of these people. We don't credit the Warriors ownership for drafting Steph Curry. We credit the GM. But when it's the ownership of the Charlotte Hornets, it's all on him. I just think that's a bit weird.
But if it was the other way,
I think it depends, right? Because when you look at football, let's say, for example, when something happens with the Dallas Cowboys, we very much look at Jerry Jones. Now, Jerry Jones has implanted himself as the general manager as well, so maybe that's why. But we blame James Dolan a lot. Don't Knicks fans blame him for everything that's wrong with the Knicks?
And not only that, when things go the other way, like you just mentioned, Mars, and you just talked about Bob Myers being the GM. Had Bob Myers screwed up those draft picks, the first thing that we would be mentioning is Warriors ownership is garbage. Warriors management is garbage. That would be the first thing that we would be talking about. We would not be talking about Bob Myers just as a GM. We'd be talking about who hired him, who was the vice president. The same thing we did in New York when Phil Jackson got the job as the vice president of basketball operations. We're roasting him when he drafted Porzingis, even though I thought Porzingis was pretty good anyway. But he got roasted for that. So the point is that front offices as a whole get roasted when they pass on great talent.
Well, Bob Myers is getting credit for Steph Curry, and he wasn't even the one who drafted him.
He was not there when Steph Curry.
He wasn't even there. It was Larry Riley.
Right.
And yet we all think Bob Myers is a genius. He didn't do nothing.
Right.
But anyway.
I just don't know enough about NBA ownership to really have an opinion on what Michael Jordan does. I'm pretty sure he's not. I wouldn't say he's the best, but I don't know enough about what he actually does to have much of an opinion on how good he is.
Well, Mars, I'll tell you, Chill's problem with him is that he's on the sideline slapping players upside the head. That's
what are you doing, B? I know for a fact that if you had a job and the boss came out of nowhere and walked up to you and popped you in the back of your head for doing something dumb, like, can I keep my job?
Hey, that was funny though.
I think it was.
No doubt, it was hilarious.
It was funny. Yes, it was. Yo, what are you doing? Like he was his son or something like that.
Bob, you have any thoughts on Jordan and the ownership over in Charlotte? Like, how you feel about that?
Trust me, I know about a poorly run franchise. I know firsthand what a poorly run franchise looks like. So yeah, Jordan is a terrible owner. As much as I love Jordan, he's a terrible owner. I was watching that Fluent and Chill episode though. Shout out Fluent and Chill. I was watching that episode. And Chill, I gotta say, I don't think there's anything wrong with Jordan taking some of those young boys in the gym, like in torturing them. Because to me, that's motivational to me. I don't think like if that kills your confidence, I don't think you I don't think
Maybe
he belongs in the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't. If that, I mean, Jordan is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So like at that age, I don't care how old he is. Like if Jordan torched me, I'm not gonna lose confidence. I'm just happy to be playing with Jay. You know, that's gonna make me like, yo, I'm playing for Jordan.
So you think all those players? So you think all those players that got beat by Jordan in 1-on-1 or when he stepped on in the teams, they were just soft. So all of them is just excuses.
I wouldn't say
Brown. He killed my confidence. Jerry Stackhouse. He killed OJ Mayo. All those dudes said Jordan came in, torched us, and it's his fault that we have no confidence.
He didn't kill.
I think that is
Jerry
soft.
Stackhouse said he wished we would have played with him.
I do think that is soft. Honestly, I think that's soft.
That
like
is.
if you lose in the basketball game and that kills your confidence, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how.
Probably shouldn't have been there anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, you're obviously good enough to be here. You know what I'm saying? If you're good enough to be in the NBA, but if that makes you lose confidence, like, just get in the gym, get better.
Bob, you play basketball? You ever lost a game?
Tons of games.
You ever have someone completely outplay you?
Yeah, I've been
out. Be honest, sure. Yeah.
I've been outplayed for sure.
Did you quit?
Never.
All right. So if you quit, I'm sorry, you didn't deserve to be there then.
Well,
if getting beat makes you quit.
Right. I can get with that logic. But there's a difference between.
I used to.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bob.
I used to play with a guy by the name of Fred Ellis. He was a year older than me in high school. He ended up going to Baylor. He played with Quincy AC and all those guys. Yeah. I remember like during the summertime when we have our viewing period where all the big colleges would come to the gym and we close the gym and they'll watch us. I remember one day UCLA was in the gym and Fred made me feel like a toddler that day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't believe this. There was nothing I could do. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like that day, I was kind of like, man, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was.
We all been there.
But the next day, I came ready to get back at him though. So
yeah, we all
that's kind of like what I be doing to Chilltown on here every week. Hey, you lucky I got my other phone right, sucker. You lucky I got my other phone right. And Mars, you need to sit up straight in class, sucker. Sit up straight in class, man. Don't be leaning back in class, leaning in the chair. You sit up and you get your notes. Because you've been taking the wrong notes for years, boy. And we're gonna get your notes right now. Let's go, Ron. Let's get
Mars. Hey, Mars, you don't gotta stand for that, Mars.
I'm calm, I'm chilling, I'm just listening.
Mars, you don't gotta take that.
He just sit up. He just need to sit up. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. What you got something to say?
No, go ahead.
Mars, you excited about the new season of Ted Lasso?
What's that?
You don't know what Ted Lasso is?
No.
Oh, okay. Move on then. Wow.
Big Ox, I'm actually about to get into something that you might like. We're gonna talk about the NBA clutch player ladder. This is a first.
There's no
MVP ladder. Well, I mean, according to you, it's not because De'Aaron Fox is at number one.
What?
De'Aaron Fox is the only option.
Tone, why your face like that? Like what?
De'Aaron Fox is the only option.
Why's your face like that, Tone?
I'm surprised.
He's leading the league in clutch situation points and total fourth quarter points with 505.
Yep.
His effective field goal percentage is 56.6. How do we feel about De'Aaron Fox leading the ladder? And if you guys want, I can reel off the whole rest of the ladder.
They lost to the Utah Jazz last night without any of their best players.
Give me the top five most.
Hold on, Big Bob. So, Ticket, don't leave out the fact that they did beat them 2 previous times with all their players.
I don't give a damn.
Don't make it sound like that. Yo, they lost to a. That's a good. Don't do that with Utah. No, do not do that with Utah. Utah, that big kid that they got, Walker Kessler.
Yes.
Walker Kessler. He is very good, and he looks like he's going to be an all-league defender. I love everything about his game. Now, I'm one of these people who I was in here telling Mars before the season started, Utah is going to be garbage, Mars. Do not get on their page. Do not get sucked in. And I'm still not there, but they became a lot better than what I thought they were going to be.
And only reason why you saying that. Why? Because when the Lakers get their ass kicked by in the last 2 games of the season, you want an excuse why y'all lose. And
here we go back to James. We have this.
I know. I already got you. Hey, I read your book 1,000 times. I read your book already. I read your book. Every angle of your book. Every angle of your book go back to Michael Jordan. I mean, go back to Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Yes, it do. We go right back to LeBron James.
That's what we're talking about. You're talking about you having this issue with the Lakers, and who's coincidentally playing for the Lakers?
Hey, look,
nobody brought up the Lakers. Nobody brought up LeBron.
You ever wonder why? Hey, Fluent,
how good Sacramento is.
You ever wonder why Chilltown? Hey, Bob, I ever wonder why Chilltown talk down on all the dudes that was stressed to LeBron? He talked down on Kobe. He talked down on Mike. All these dudes that was stressed to LeBron James, he talked down on him, and then he did little slick comments on trying to up a Utah Jazz team without 4 of their best players. Get out of here, man. I want to hear that, man. Sacramento could not have lost that game.
Back to your question.
I like the thing.
Hold on, even Bob. I don't know if you've been watching this because I know you're a Sacramento guy. If someone asked you who's the most clutch player in the NBA, the first name that came to your head was De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, for sure.
If you weren't watching, no, come on. If you weren't a Kings fan, that's the first name that came to your head.
This, well, yeah, because I'm a basketball fan. So I've seen. So maybe previous years I wouldn't have gone there, but this year the way he's been playing, I'm a basketball fan. I would definitely say De'Aaron Fox.
But you clearly watch more Kings games than I do. That would not have been.
Who else would it be?
Before I read off the
maybe
rest of the line,
Kareem,
I want everybody to give me who they think should be on there.
Well, here, what's the list? De'Aaron Fox. Who else?
De'Aaron, Kareem, LeBron. I don't know.
Who else is there? Luka.
Shay's probably up there.
Okay. Oh wait, I got it. Well, wait.
Dame is probably up there.
Here's why. When I read these 5, there's a couple you'll say yes, and a couple you'll say you're surprised. So De'Aaron Fox, okay. And you're right. Whoever said in the chat, I don't watch a lot of Kings games. Absolutely. De'Aaron Fox, Luka. Okay, that makes sense. DeMar DeRozan is number 3.
That's surprising. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell number 4, and Jalen Brunson number 5. I'm sorry.
That's just this season.
I would have expected to see Shea.
But hold on. That's not the actual 5 that just dropped though.
Oh, there's a new one. This is the one I looked up. Tell me the new 5.
So right now it's De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan's at 2. I think you read last week's rankings.
Oh, did I? Oh, my bad.
Jimmy Butler's actually at 3. He jumped from 6. At 4, it's Jalen Brunson, and at 5, it's Joel Embiid.
So DeMar and Jalen Brunson both moved up 1, and those are the 2 we were most surprised about. That's surprising to me.
Well, I can see Jalen Brunson. Now, I mean, since his name's been brought up, and honestly, I don't watch many Knicks games. I've probably watched 4 or 5 this year, honestly, just to full transparency. Yeah. But I can, and they've been lately. So I can see Jalen Brunson. I guess I'm still shocked by DeMar DeRozan though.
Well, because does it take into account if they win or lose, or just if they make those buckets in that clutch time?
And Fluent, and I'm happy you said that, because if you ask me, that should be most important. I know I've caught a lot of heat for saying it. I just don't care what you do if you lose.
Well, do you know how it's calculated, Ron? I know some of the criteria is game winners are the highest value, and then points that bring it high.
Hey, Bob, I'm with you. There's only one guy up here though that praised the dude that lost more than he won, and he's up there in the upper left hand corner. He's up there in the upper left hand corner. That's the only dude on this panel that praised the dude that lost more than he won, man. Chilltown, you got LeBron James. I know you got LeBron James.
Lost more NBA finals, but done everything that anybody could ever do.
I don't care. Do you get a participation trophy? Do you get a participation trophy?
Participation trophies. Your man ain't better than Bill Russell.
For the greatest player you ever seen,
Chilltown. Right? Your man ain't better than
Chilltown.
Your man ain't better than Bill Russell.
You're not ever at Chilltown. You never gonna win that, bro.
I'm not trying to hit it. That's what you're telling me. That's all you're going off of. So your man ain't better than Bill Russell. Your man ain't better than Havlicek. Your man ain't better.
That dude's a loser. You praise that dude.
You ain't trying to hit
last week.
I'm not trying to hit
another week off.
Hey, Ron. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is for guys like Chilltown. They out here. Hold on. The Lakers got a losing record, and LeBron's averaging 30. He ain't playing right now, but they out here having water celebrations. And these dudes, if they was operating under the Kobe Bryant and the Jordan rules, these bums wouldn't even be in the playoffs. But because they got a new rule that says scrubs can get to the NBA playoffs, now we got to still sit here and deal with this jabroni when we wouldn't be doing that if we was going by the rules. And that's what I'm talking about. They be skewing and twisting the rules to appease this sucker. You sit up here and praise Chilltown, and you stand for that, sir. They killed Kobe. They killed Kobe when he lost at the end of his career. And Fluent knows that. Fluent knows Kobe was a shell of himself. And they destroyed Kobe Bryant when he lost in LA and said he was a problem. They praised this dude. And this dude out here getting his ass. I agree with Bob.
I want to make sure. Tone, how do I feel about the playing tournament? So everybody.
No. We both agree. We hate the damn playing.
It's goofy. We already got a playing tournament.
You got
82 games to get into the playoffs. That's the playing tournament right there. We don't need any more games to get into the play to get into the playoffs. Yeah,
82 is enough. 82.
So let's dead that logic. But we're turning this into you attacking me about LeBron James. You got some nerve, Ticket. All you do is sit in here and talk about Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that. When you can't recognize,
at least they lose when they got to the big stage.
All you do is talk about.
You praise losing. You praise losing. You praise losing.
All I'm saying is this: if we're gonna praise losing, I want all the young people to start giving some respect to Malone, Stockton, Barkley, Elgin Baylor, Jerry.
Losing.
Those are some Will Chamberlain. All those guys have
losing. I'm not praising losing. Don't put those words in my mouth.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you. I said
no. Fluent.
Everybody else.
Fluent. Hey, Fluent. How long you been working with this dude now? 2
years. At least.
How many times you heard him say, LeBron James is the greatest player I've ever seen? So the greatest player you ever seen have lost more than he won, sir?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And if we
praise losing. You praise losing. Period.
Yeah. And I don't like Bill Russell.
Yeah, pick your head up. Pick your head up. Hold your head high on that. Hold your head high on that.
All you do is what you do.
You don't see all the legends of the game. This man don't seen all the legends around the world. Fluent. All the legends, Ron. All the legends, Mars. And the one he praised is the dude who picked his own teams and lost the most. And we celebrate this foolishness. This is an old dude capping for young cats. You sad, boy.
Take control, Ron. Take control, Ron. Stop drinking whatever that is. Yeah, look, you're on mute yourself. Like you're losing control, Ron.
Oh man. Whew. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. But actually, hold on. Let's backpedal. Fluent, you asked me a question about the clutch player of the year and what is that all?
Yeah, what's the criteria? What's the criteria?
What goes into it? So I guess apparently everything, but like game-winning shots, that rates highly, obviously, but then also your shooting in the clutch, like your percentage. I guess if you can get defensive stops, such as a key block, a key steal, if you limit mistakes, assists during that time. So really everything that you do in the clutch. And
the clutch is what?
Fighting 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes is clutch?
The last 5 minutes of the game, yep. Mm-hmm.
And does it have to be within a certain, like, a certain score? Like if you're up 20, that's not the clutch, right? Like
no, that's not.
It's within 5.
So last 5 minutes within 5 points.
That's fair. I can get with that. Yeah, I can definitely get with that. Sure, I can definitely get with that. And I don't think about De'Aaron. De'Aaron Fox ain't one of the guys that I think about at the top of the list of being clutch. But I've watched him enough this season that I can appreciate that logic that he is clutch.
So it's okay. So and the award is named after Jerry West.
Yes.
A guy who has a record of what in the finals?
Lost 7 out of 8 finals.
1 and 7 in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So we are applauding losing. All right, cool.
But he won that one time.
He did win that one time. He won MVP when he lost. But anyways, okay.
This man said, "Hold on, go back to the super chat, Ron. Go back to the super chat.
We're gonna go through all the super.
Go back to the one right before that. The one right before that.
All right, I got you.
Now look at this, bro. Now, hold on, Ron. I want to show y'all something. You guys are disgusting. Now, this man's name is Kawabe, right? He says Ticket got a crush on LeBron, but this a grown damn man that got a picture of who on his avatar, bro.
Uh-oh.
Now, hold on, Ron. Now, Ron, I'm gonna prove my point about these jock strap sniffers. Go to the next super chat, Ron. The next one you had just pulled up. Now, who's the avatar on the next jabroni that you just pulled up? The brother of Chilltown. a number one LeBron James jackstrap sniffer. But they tell me that I'm the one that care about LeBron James. These dudes are disgusting. It's a mess around here, and I came to clean this up.
I wouldn't go that far.
I came to clean it up.
Even though this dude, all he do is talk about Jordan this, Jordan that, Jordan this, Jordan that. Tippy, get the hell out of here, man. You goofy.
Oh man.
Yo, Lonnie Williams did say a great point.
I missed you guys. I felt like it's been a month. It's only been a week. I missed you guys.
Hey, it's 1,500 people watching, and it's only 200 likes. That's absolutely gross. It's definitely nasty. Let's get those likes up.
Get them up. Get them up.
Fee.
Get them up.
Don't they know what happens if they don't get the likes up? They have to hear one of my dad jokes or listen to one of my stories. Do they not know?
We're not doing that. No.
All right.
No.
All right. Hey, if I gotta give Fluent the solo screen.
Here we go. What story do you want? Do you want to hear the one about my mom when we played Pictionary together?
Yeah.
You want to hear that one? It's a little dirty. You guys want?
We don't want to have to do that. Y'all get the likes up, otherwise it's going to turn into a Fluent Story's Choice.
That's a good story, actually. I'll tell it one day.
All right, y'all. Let's jump into these super chats right from the beginning, and let's keep it rolling. Cam Johnson said, "Is Trae Young an elite passer?" I'd say he isn't. How we feel about this?
I think he's one of the best passers in the game.
I think he's an elite passer.
I don't know where I have him, but I'm pretty comfortable. I'd probably say he's one of the 5 best passers in the game.
I mean, I pay attention to production, and sure, the fact that he averaged 10 assists, I mean, that looks good. But how is he generating these assists? You know, his ability to get into the teeth of the defense, and attract other players, and to get other guys quality shots, as opposed to Luka. Like Luka's an elite passer. Let's see, James is an elite passer. There's plenty of elite passers, but I do think Trae Young is an elite passer in the game, no doubt.
Absolutely. On to the next super chat. G-Man said, "Is it delusional to hold out hope for the Warriors coming out the West? Also, who's better, Hakeem or Kareem, as a center that can play in any era?"
They done. Wiggins ain't coming back. They done, bro.
Yeah, they're done. They're done. They won a road game yesterday,
but Mars, I know who else is done. You done too, sir. Because I've been looking at James Wiseman, and he been bulling.
Just so you know, Mars.
Then you're not watching correctly.
In the last 10 games, I think he's 16-9. I just want to put that on your mind.
Yeah, hey Mars, did I tell you he averaged around that, Mars?
And I said if he averaged a double-double, it'd be the worst double-double in the NBA.
You did say that.
Is it?
Yes, but if you watch him, he's egregiously bad at basketball.
I'm trying to figure out how
you've been watching.
Yes, I've been watching Detroit. I promise I've been watching Detroit.
Watching basketball.
I've been watching Detroit. He's terrible.
I don't think I've ever heard a bad double-double. I don't think I've ever heard that. If a dude is averaging a double-double,
such thing as bad double-double.
I've never heard a bad double-double.
So you're saying he's dropping 14 and 9 in 25 minutes, and that's bad?
He's playing terribly.
Okay.
What categorize terribly for?
Yeah, like
he is the worst. He is
say more words.
I don't know, probably like 60% or something. He is the worst defensive big man in the NBA. The worst. I promise you. You will not find.
Is he worse? Is he worse than I can't put my hands up, Jokic?
Yes, there is no big playing high minutes that is worse than him defensively.
No, I'm saying, is he worse than Jokic?
Yes, he's worse than him. Yes, he's worse. I promise you.
Wow.
He is the worst big man playing high level minutes. Offensively, he's not terrible. He still can't catch the ball very well.
I'm gonna have to go look. I'm not that far from Detroit. I'm gonna have to go watch in person because I saw Jokic playing super lazy. Super
100%. I know what game you're talking about as well, the Toronto game. He had a stretch of like 5 games. It was terrible. Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yes, it was bad. But James Wiseman is the worst defensive high minute big man in the NBA.
I was telling Chill. That's why I wasn't here last week. I went to the Raptors games because I wanted to see Jokic close up in person. Got my good seats, sat there, and he looked like I think I could play better defense right now.
But yeah, the double-double is cool. Good for
so double-double is just overrated?
No, it's not that it's overrated. Not really. Because I said when he got traded, he can put up numbers. He has the talent to put up numbers in a bad situation. He can't play winning basketball. He's not being asked to play winning basketball in Detroit, so you can see the numbers and think, oh, he's so much better in Detroit than Golden State. No, he's the same guy. He's just playing more, and the mistakes don't matter because the team's trash. But he still is not playing good for a winning team. This would still be terrible. But he's allowed to make as many mistakes as he wants because the team is trash. It doesn't mean he's gotten better as a basketball player or he's being used better and all of a sudden he's a different guy. He's not. He has all the same flaws he had, except the team isn't trying to win, so it doesn't matter. And if you look at the box score, it looks cool. But if you watch him play, he's egregiously bad on defense. That's all I'm saying. He's extremely talented. He's extremely talented.
Right.
And he has good potential. But right now, he's not a winning basketball player. But he's in Detroit, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be a winning basketball player.
Well, also,
all I said was on Golden State, it's not going to work.
All right, Motown, I'm coming. I'm coming to check out. I'm coming to check out.
Also, too, Mars, because he's on this Detroit team, and now we only got a small sample size. So next year, when he's playing the entire season, and not only is he playing the entire season, we get a better sample size of what he looks like on offense, on defense. Now he's acclimated to that crew, as opposed to right now where they just basically threw him in the lineup. And that's basically just, I don't even know if he knows what they're doing in terms of offense. I don't even know. I think he's just going with it. I think he's just going with what they're doing. Once he gets acclimated to that offense, kind of like what's going on with James Harden and with Joel Embiid. Now we got a full season to watch these dudes in terms of getting a full sample size. I think the same logic will go with James Wiseman, where you could get a better look at him next season. I think this season.
On top of that, he's not playing with Cade either. He's not playing with their best player.
Yeah, I will be interested to see what they look like with Cade back, but I do think they have an issue with him and Jalen Duren because I've watched them try and have lineups where they have them both on the court at the same time.
Right.
It doesn't work. It's really bad. And I think Jalen Duren as of now is a better player than him, but I don't know who they're going to go with long term because I don't think you can have both of them. If you want to just have one as a backup, maybe, but them trying to play them two together it doesn't look good.
I haven't been purposely watching Wiseman because he's on Detroit, and who purposely watches Detroit? But again, to your point, the box scores looks good. He's starting right 26 minutes a game. Like I said, 14 and 9, but he's also averaging a block, half an assist. Like he's not.
That sound like Jokic, right? Until you watch him play D.
Ticket, he ain't really that bad defensively. Like
he's horrible.
No, he's not that bad. Ticket.
Horrible.
I watch. Number one, he's the best defensive rebounding. He averages the most defense.
No.
Number two.
Don't put his hands up, Chilltown.
That's what I was getting to.
Not contest shots.
That's what I was getting to. So when he's in the paint, I watch him dig a lot with big guys. I watch him digging a lot.
He defends at swiping at the ball.
Yeah,
that's how
I watch him. He digs a lot. He's not really much of a rim protector, and that's largely due to Joker not being that athletic. I mean, he could barely jump over a bucket, right? So he's not really rim protecting like Embiid. He ain't rim protecting like Rudy Gobert. So he digs a lot. But does that
mean hold on. I'm gonna eat to that right now. Marc Gasol wasn't athletic, but he was one of the best defenders in the league, sir. So no excuses, sir. Yeah, and Fluent's gonna back me up. Fluent's gonna back me up on that. Go ahead, Fluent, back me up.
With Jokic, there is an effort issue. It's not hands up is one of them, but that's effort getting your hands up. But he also does not put in it's effort. I don't know how else to describe it.
He doesn't going off that one game that you saw when you were there. You going off that one game that you saw when he was there?
No. The reason I went to watch is because there were things I was seeing on TV that I couldn't see what's happening off camera. So I went to watch every second, and it just confirmed what I thought from watching him on TV. He's second, by the way, in defensive rebounds. Sabonis is first. Shut up, Bob. But there's an effort. There is an effort issue, and it's not. And what I found out, I knew that on defense, but it's also on offense. When he doesn't have the ball, I get it. He's resting because he's not athletic. To your point, maybe he's tired. So again, I don't think he's as
bad defensively. And I don't think he's as bad defensively. And to the Marc Gasol, to the Marc Gasol point, Ticket, I think Marc Gasol was another guy who was benefiting from being on a really good defensive team. Ticket, did you know that the year Marc Gasol?
Stop lying, man. Marc Gasol won a Defensive Player of the Year award.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, we're gonna get back to LeBron James. Jesus.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're
not doing that because I'm glad you brought that up, Ticket, because you brought up the fact that he was the Defensive Player of the Year. Did you know that the year that he won the Defensive Player of the Year, he didn't make the All-League defensive team ever again, before then and after then? And that's
not my problem.
That's what you're basing this on.
1 year. Who cares about the rest?
That's and you're basing this guy.
No, I ain't saying that. Hold on. I'm still saying. Hold on. I'm still saying. But you got. But you got to look who was going against too. He was actually going against competition, unlike these guys now.
What do you mean he's going against competition?
Team or not, though, Marcus was a good defender.
I ain't saying that he wasn't a good defender. But I'm not saying that he wasn't a good defender. What I am saying is that if you're basing it on the fact that he won the Defensive Player of the Year and he didn't make the All-League,
I'm not basing off that.
Again, after that,
because you said Jokic wasn't athletic, fool.
I did say Jokic wasn't athletic, and I said Jokic is
but Marcus ain't athletic. Well, how he away a defender? Effort.
Gasol, effort. Yeah.
And even if it is effort, he is putting in effort. He's just not as bad as you guys make him out to be.
Man, he ain't put no effort in, man. You watch the tapes?
He's not. I do watch.
Did you watch the tape?
Once again, Ticket. He does not rim protect like you would like him to rim protect.
I'm talking about, dude, hold on. Do you watch dude on defense, bro?
I do. Didn't I just say that I do watch him on defense? Yes, I do watch him on defense. I just told you when he's in the paint, he does a lot of digging. And the reason why he does a lot of digging, because he doesn't get up off the floor like that, right? Not only that, he does rebound. And he rebounds with the best of them. I think he's second in the league in rebounding or something like that.
Man, you're supposed to rebound when you're 7 feet tall.
Right.
You're supposed to rebound when you're 7 feet tall, man.
Which is also a part of defense. Ticket, your issue is that he ain't shutting down Embiid. Your issue is that he ain't shutting down.
That's not my issue. That's not my issue.
That's your issue. Your issue is that he's not shutting down Joel Embiid.
My issue is little puppies. My issue is little puppies like Mars will come up here and push his fake ass narrative that he's an MVP and this man don't even try on defense. All you got to do is go watch the tape. He don't try on defense. He do not try, bro. I dare anybody to go to Google right now. Go to YouTube.com right now. Type in Jokic defense and look at it. It's a disgusting cesspool of highlights of this dude not even trying on defense. And I'm talking about they got 10-minute highlights straight of this dude not playing no deep. Cut it out, man.
And we can do that with a whole bunch of guys.
Judging players by high. Well, this would be low lights.
Oh no, I watch the game. Okay, I watch the games too. I watch the Spurs game. When they chopped suited his ass and laid everything up in his face when dudes was blowing right by him when he wasn't even trying to play. I'm gonna tell y'all what Jokic does because I figured him out, Fluent. I figured this boy out. What Jokic do is he cherry pick on defense so he don't pick up cheap fouls because he know he can't stay in front of people. Therefore, he can stay on the court. That's why he do that, Fluent. I know that because you know from experience, Fluent, dudes that's like that. You've been playing with a dude like that. Chilltown, capping ass too, have played with dudes like that who cherry picked on defense because they didn't want to pick up fouls and come off the court because they wanted to be able to play offense on the court. Cut it, man.
So listen, you're not going to like this Ticket because what you said is true, but that's also probably smart because they need him on the offensive end. So it's true about his defense, but he's also doing it because he realizes he's way more valuable to them. Like if he just imagine if he started getting into foul trouble, that team's done on the offensive end. If they don't have him, they're done. So it's smart.
Yeah, a lot of teams was done. Okay, and there's no excuse. And I'm about to cook your ass now. A lot of teams was done. The Houston Rockets would have been done if Hakeem decided he didn't want to play deep, right? They'd have been done. But guess what? He had to give you O and D at an elite level, right? We ain't getting him no pass. Let me keep going.
I said he's got to find a way to play better defense through effort and stay out of foul trouble. That's what they actually need.
Y'all get these dudes excuses and they call him an MVP. Man, y'all bad, man.
Nobody is giving Joker a pass. I got an issue when I got to listen to guys talk about Joker being in the same conversation where he's the best offensive. No, I'm not listening to that. When I see a guy who hasn't done the same thing that Chamberlain's done, or David Robinson, or Hakeem Olajuwon, when I see a guy who hasn't done that, I can't have that conversation with him. But what I'm also not going to listen to, I'm not going to listen to this guy playing no defense. That's not true because he does play defense. He might not.
So why you say last week? Why you come in? Why you come in here and ask last week? Why you ask old boy Mars? Oh, so they hunting Jokic? They ain't hunting Hakeem. They ain't hunting. I run the back on you. I told you. I studied your style, boy. I studied your style, fool. You can't do that with me, bro. Hey, Ron, you can't do that with me.
One more time, Mars, for the people.
Yeah, I'm the best in this. Believe that shit, Karl.
Being hunted doesn't mean you don't play defense. There's a misconception. Being bad on defense.
That's what he said.
Being bad on defense doesn't mean you don't try on defense. That's for the people who seem to believe defense is all effort. It's not. It's skilled. You take skill to be good on defense. Jokic tries. He's just not very good. He tries. There was a 5-game stretch this season from the Toronto game to the second Toronto game where he played the worst defense of the season. And people have run with that and said the whole time he hasn't played defense. He tries defensive. He tries. He's just not good.
So you're telling me
he's not good.
Wait.
That's it.
You're telling me the 5 games that I focused. So the 5 games that I focused on Jokic, the 5 bad games he had.
I'm not saying it's the only 5 bad games he had. I'm saying that was the worst stretch of 5 games of defense he had all season. They were the 5 worst defensive games he had, and they were all in a row.
And on top of that, Tone, you didn't say a word.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about, Tone?
And Tone, you didn't say a word all year about Jokic's defense until these last 5 games. Not one time did you bring up Jokic's defense.
Because you're right. Because I had it in my head, and I said, but now let me go focus on it because I don't want to say some false. And then I focused on it, and it happened to be those 5 games.
Plus, when I asked that question, when I asked that question to Mars, because of the point that Mars made. Mars, are you saying that teams hunt Joker? It wasn't because I think Joker is a bad defender. Do your homework on me, Ticket, before you run your mouth.
Man, you capping.
What are you talking about?
I just don't like the idea that anytime someone's bad on defense, don't worry. Hey,
Chilltown. Don't worry. I'm gonna play the tape. I'm going to play the tape. Don't worry. I'm gonna play the tape. You said last week you told Mars, yeah, man. So we hunting Jokic now. We ain't hunting Hakeem. We ain't hunting Tim Duncan. We ain't hunting Pat Ewing. Why the hell you hunting? You hunting him because you don't play no.
It was asking a question. I was asking the question to Mars's point because Mars was saying about what Joker was defensively. So I'm asking him, Mars, are you saying that Joker is hunted? Do they hunt Joker? Because to Mars's point, again, there are plenty of great defensive players who get hunted. Prime example, they used to hunt Joe Dumars when the Bulls were playing the Pistons. Joe Dumars is an elite defender. They used to hunt him. That doesn't mean that Joe Dumars wasn't elite as a defender because he is.
How are we going to do this in an hour, Ron? We already at an hour, bro.
Man, we can do everything.
I got a formula for us. Don't worry about it.
The reason why is because we're going to keep him on the hook. Like next week, tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to keep him on the hook.
In case you guys don't know what Fluent is alluding to, you guys might start seeing us a little more often.
Just a little bit.
We hate to keep you guys waiting from every Tuesday to Tuesday. I know you guys want to hear good takes every single day of the week. Well, we might get into that. But on to the next super chat. Let's keep it pushing. My man TK Noak said, what if Miami picked Russ in the 08 draft?
I hate Russell Westbrook and Dwayne Wade. Russell Westbrook and Dwayne Wade just
is that so we're saying what if we teamed up Russ with Wade? That's horrible.
That sounds like a horrible.
You'd have the worst shooting backcourt in the history of basketball.
Well, you have the best attacking.
They would definitely be the best attacking at the rim.
They had shooters around them. Yeah. Miami always keeps shooters, so it might have worked.
Who else was on that 08 on the 08 roster though? It would depend. Like I just
they would have ended up trading Russ to bring in LeBron.
I don't think.
Hey, Ron, was Mario Chalmers on that roster?
Hold on, so I'm pulling it up right now. So they had Joel Anthony, they had Mike Beasley, Mario Chalmers, Udonis Haslem, Sean Marion, Jamario Moon, Jermaine O'Neal, D Wade, Darrell White, right?
There's not enough shooting there.
You got to keep in mind, 08 Westbrook wasn't Westbrook at that point. It took him a few years to, be able to really get things going.
They would have been done. They'd have won a lot of games. They probably wouldn't have went far in the playoffs as far as the finals and nothing like that.
It wouldn't have mattered. It actually wouldn't have mattered because 2 years later they would have had to trade him or release him to bring LeBron and Bosh over.
Yeah, that's why I said they would end up just trading him to bring in LeBron.
So it would have been Russ and Kyrie, essentially, after the trade.
Who knows? Maybe go somewhere else. Maybe
y'all disrespectful. So they just go trade. Russ is going to be the one that gets traded, right? Instead of them keeping Russ in his prime, he's the one that's got to go, right?
It would be Russ at the end of his second.
But don't forget, Ticket. Wade and LeBron were in cahoots to play together, so yeah, they would have had to trade Russ.
You got to trade Russ for the GOAT.
I'm saying it could have. I'm saying it could have been Wade. No, I'm saying it could have been Wade, Russ, and LeBron, right?
Nah.
Oh, yeah. I guess it could have been. Then you had the 3 worst shooting backcourt / frontcourt. Or
that would have been crazy.
That would have been horrible. You would have got 20 rebounds each. 20 rebounds each.
Yeah.
Rob the Connect said, "What player in the league paired with Jokic talk again, would make you feel like they're guaranteed to win a shit?"
Guaranteed. I don't know if there's a guarantee.
There's no guarantee, but
you need a lot of stuff to go right in order to win it. You do.
I like Anthony Davis next to Jokic.
No, I don't want to hear no excuses. No. I don't want to hear no excuses. You should be able to put any one of them top superstars. You should be able to put any one of them top superstars with Jokic, who's supposed to be a top 4 or 5 big man in the league, and win a chip. Because if you did that with Kobe Bryant, he gonna win a chip. If you did that with Michael Jordan, he gonna win a chip. If you did that, all these dudes, they win it. Go ahead.
Who said Jokic was as good as those guys?
Real quick. I just want to say, since Little Fluent is right here, I don't know if y'all follow Fluent on Instagram, but did y'all see the bounce Little Fluent got?
Did you see him jump those 7 bags?
Did y'all see that? That was crazy. That was crazy.
That was at his taekwondo. So what player?
I see you. Hey, that's big action.
We're talking about
I see you, Little Fluent.
What player teamed up with Jokic goes to the finals? No, current player.
Oh, current.
He said MJ.
Yeah, he's smart. Hold on.
So right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He jumped higher than Jokic already. That's crazy.
He jumped higher than Jokic.
It was like
Right.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry?
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
That offense would be unstoppable.
I think
Steph and Jokic going to the finals.
I'm not gonna say guaranteed, but I think they got a better shot.
It's supposed to be. If he's supposed to be a 2-time MVP, you're supposed to be able to put any one of the top players in the league, top 5 players in the league with him and get to win a chip. It's simple as that. If you're truly at that level,
if you put Steph, Dame or like KD healthy.
No. I said the top 5 dudes in the league. You put KD healthy, you put LeBron, you put Luka. All them dudes supposed to be able to win a chip with a dude that's supposed to be almost 2-time, potential 3-time MVP. It's no excuses, bro. There's no excuses.
I'm pretty sure they would win if you put KD next to Jokic. I just don't think it's a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure they would win.
You just need a lot of stuff to go your way in order to win it. So I have a difficult time with the whole guarantee.
I think people forget, like, to win a chip, it's not just talent. We've seen talented teams lose. You need to be healthy. You need the ball to bounce your way. You need to get a couple of calls. You need luck. Every single team has.
Okay, let me debunk that. So, Fluent, I'm gonna ask you a question right now. You're gonna cook yourself. So, if you gave Mike Hakeem, do you think he'd have won a chip?
If they broke again,
no, don't stutter. Do not stutter. And Chilltown, don't cut him off.
No,
if you gave Mike Hakeem, would he have won a chip?
If they're both healthy,
if you gave Mike Hakeem, you know what I'm saying, man.
It depends who else is around them. If
get out of here, man.
If you got Hakeem and Jordan, and Hakeem misses half of the season, and Steve Kerr is their starting point guard instead of someone else, and their Dickie Simpkins is their small forward, you know what? There's a chance they don't win.
Hold on, if they healthy, Mike and Hakeem in their prime, should they be able to win a chip?
Healthy, I'm betting on them. Yes, but
okay, hold on, Mike and Shaq.
If healthy, yes.
Mike, hold on. Let me finish it.
Of course, Mike and Shaq.
All right, hold on. Mike and who else was in the league back then? Pat Ewing.
Hell nah.
Don't say that. Oh, Pat Ewing went to a final. Don't do that. Pat Ewing went to a final.
But so did LeBron. He lost.
Y'all some haters.
You praising losing. You're praising losing.
I did no. I said no. I'm saying Mike. Hold on. I'm not praising losing. I'm not praising losing, sir. I said if you put sir. You didn't hear what I said. I said if you put them dudes with one of the top. Listen, you're not hearing me. I'm saying if you put one of them dudes with the top bigs in the league, they're supposed to win. If you put a dude that's the top big in the league,
Ticket, you're right. If you have 2 top 5 players healthy, you should at minimum go to the finals. What I'm saying is it just doesn't guarantee you win because there has to be other things that go into it. But yes, in theory, you will be favorited to win 100%. 100%.
No, I'm saying to you, I don't care if you put Lottie, Gotti, and everybody around Mike and Shaq, they winning the chip. Same thing with Mike and Hakeem. You can put Mike, Hakeem, Chilltown, Fluent, and Mars on the team, and they winning the chip.
No, they're not. I promise. No, they're
If you
not.
put Mike around,
Definitely
if you
not.
put Mike around
Definitely
anybody, they winning it, according to you.
No, everybody needs.
No. According to you, he had drunk on the team. According to you, this era ain't the same as the last era ain't the same as this era. So did Mike have drunks on the team or not? Chilltown?
I don't. Did he have drunks on the team?
Did he play with alcoholics and truck drivers and all this other stuff? Did he do it or not?
I don't know. Did he?
Look at his roster. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why
That's my favorite starting lineup now to get Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
Oh, I'm just saying. These dudes talk all this shit.
I love it. I like it.
No, he talk all this greatness shit. And I just told him, if you gave Mike and Shaq in their prime, if anybody here say they don't think they win a chip, they own something. Same thing with Mike and Hakeem.
You agree. A lot goes into winning a chip, and even if you had Mike and Hakeem, they would still need to be healthy. There would still need to be some chemistry. They'd still
Take the word guarantee out of there.
Yeah, guarantee. It's the guarantee that makes it. You never know. Guarantee.
If you say put these two dudes together and they win a chip, I'm on board with that. Put these dudes together, guarantee they win a chip. Wait a minute.
But what's the best duo you put together that didn't win? My bad, Ron.
No, like how Tika was saying though. I do get what you guys are saying. It's a lot that goes into it. But if you put Mike and Shaq on a team, and obviously they'll probably be together for at least 3 years.
Yeah, but if you have Mike and Shaq on a team, what's to say the other team doesn't have, since we're hypothetical, doesn't have Magic, Bird, LeBron, and Wilt? Right, so there's that's what I'm saying. There's factors that go into it. You can't just make up a duo all time and throw them together. There's other things that go into it.
I'm 100% confident. I saw Magic and Jabbar get swept out the finals. I'm 100, and they were top 5 players at that time when they happened.
Did they win? But did they win a chip together?
They eventually won. Yes,
all right then. You eventually won. They
did get swept out the playoffs though. That did.
I don't care. They won. I don't care. They won one together. Like I said,
they got swept, but let's be honest. You had a 35-year-old Kareem going up against a 27-year-old
NBA. He was a top 5 player in the game.
Yeah, stop capping.
He was why did Wilt not win with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor? Why did Wilt not win with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor?
Hold on.
That's not me. That's not me sneak dissing.
Elgin Baylor, they was there for, I think, 2-3 years together.
From 69, Elgin Baylor retired in the beginning of the 73 season. So 4 years.
He retired and they won a championship. Yeah, he retired, right?
Yeah, so why did Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain not win?
Hey, because Jerry West ain't who y'all think he is.
No, because they had the Celtics.
That's 2 top 5 players and Elgin Baylor.
No, I'm saying no. I meant what I said. Because Jerry West ain't who they think he was. He lost 9 NBA finals too.
8 of them.
Oh, 8, my bad. He lost 8 NBA finals too, right?
Yes, he did. That's correct.
All right then. So how the hell do the logo?
So the 2 top 5 player thing just means nothing because Jerry West just isn't who he thought he was.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying
that's exactly what you clarify what you're saying, Ticket. So I'm clear.
He's not built like that.
So then it goes in. So it's more than just having 2 top 5 players. That's what I'm saying. Literally what I'm saying.
No, but okay, you tell me. Other than that, what 2 top 5 players in the NBA ever didn't win?
How many times?
Yeah, hold on. What 2 top 5 players in NBA history didn't win together outside of them?
LeBron and Wade. 2011.
They did win. I'm saying didn't win a championship together.
What was Kevin Durant and James Harden? And
bro, time out. First of all,
James Harden wasn't top 5 yet.
James Harden wasn't the top 5 player.
Come on,
man. You couldn't argue. No, I'm talking about OKC in Brooklyn.
Oh, with the Nets.
Yeah.
No. You can't argue that because what you call was hurt. KD was hurt.
Yes, injuries are the reason why championships aren't guaranteed. You're understanding. Well done.
I said that they was healthy, sir.
That's not how guarantees work, Ticket. You can't guarantee health.
No. You're not. No, I said this.
Health.
I'm saying this to you. Hold on. I'm saying this to you, sir.
Guarantee health.
Yeah.
Wait, Mars, was James Harden top 5 player in the top 5 in the league at that time?
You could argue he was top 5. I'd say he was easily like top 8, but I don't know.
If that's crazy, man. You talking about
now we're trying to guarantee health? Like,
James Harden.
Hold on. You talking about?
after
James Harden had titties. After he had titties.
But in 2021, James Harden was a top 10 player. Yeah.
Would you? Hey, when you're ranking top 5? When you're ranking top 5, it's your ranking, or is it like MVP ranking? Because in 2015-16, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook were 4th and 5th in MVP voting, and they didn't win.
They never won together, and KD and Russ were at least, if they weren't top 5, they were still 2 top 10.
And, well, 50. That's if you're going by MVP voting, they were 4th and 5th. So there's 2. I'm trying to find some.
James, 2021, James Harden was also top 5 in MVP.
In the 20 at the end of the 20 in the beginning of 2019. Even 2019. So in the 15-16 season, name 5 players better than Russell Westbrook.
15-16 season.
Name 5 of them. Curry,
Steph, KD, LeBron.
Okay, keep going.
James Harden.
All right.
And it gets tough after that.
Then you're looking at guys like.
Are we going to say Leonard, Dame?
Dame, no. Kawhi, maybe.
Kawhi not yet either.
So we can make the argument.
Davis, maybe. Yeah, Russell Westbrook had an argument for.
I got Kawhi.
So we think that Russell Westbrook was a top 5 player, and then you can make the argument he was a top 5 player in the 15, and they did not win the NBA championship. Even though they got to the NBA
2018, 2019. KD and Steph are top 5 players. They lose to the Raptors.
They got hurt though, Tone.
That's the point. Injuries are why you can't guarantee.
This is why I said take the word guarantee out, and then we can have a conversation.
I agree.
That I agree with.
Take the word guarantee.
Hakeem teamed up with Charles Barkley and Clyde Drexler, and they never won.
Yeah, you're more fluent.
You can't just say something's a guarantee.
De'Aaron and DeMontis top 5 this year, and we finna win it.
All right, so next super chat on 12 Nim. He said George Karl was talking about Kobe when he accused an NBA player of going to Germany to rehab. By the way, there are articles about it. Ticket Mars, I'm sorry, but super chats come first. Hello, Lo.
There are a number.
Low down is in the house.
There are a number. I'm allowed to say this.
In the house.
There are a number of players that go to Germany for that blood oxygenation. What's it called? The EPO, which is they take your blood out, spin it with a bunch of oxygen, and pump it back in. That's very common practice. It's not even.
What I'm trying to figure out is this: why is that illegal? Like, it's not like it's my blood and it's just more oxygen being pumped into me.
It's illegal.
It's bad for the pharmaceutical industry.
It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal because what you're doing is you're artificially adding oxygen and it enhances your endurance. So it's cheating. Right, that's actually what Lance Armstrong. That was his blood doping. It was that they were adding that oxygen to his blood, and it gives you significantly better endurance. So in the Tour de France, it's a huge deal. Does it make a huge difference in the NBA? Nah, I don't know.
I cannot believe that y'all allowed Ticket to sit here and put into question Jerry West just so he can get off a nasty take. First and foremost, like the beam, man. Like the beam, man. Like the beam, man.
When he gets
first of all, like the beam, man. Like the goddamn beam, man. Like that goddamn beam. You see behind me. You see his purple behind me. Like that goddamn beam, man. Secondly,
hold on, Lo. Number one, I didn't let him get that off. Right, I've always been an advocate that Jerry West's production in the playoffs went up. He had a 5-year stretch where he averaged 35 a game in the playoffs. So his playoff production went up. Now, Ticket said that to make it clear that, well, Jerry West isn't that guy to make a point. That's just not true because Jerry West wasn't that
top
guy.
5 players.
He was running in the bomb squads. That was the problem.
Two top 5 players. That's what you get. 2 top 5 players.
I don't know if he's ready for a bomb squad all the time. But
2 top 5 players with Bill Russell and Sam Jones about to retire after the season. You should probably win that.
Most 20-point games in the finals. Most 30-point games in the finals. Most.
No.
I don't think Jerry West was the problem. I don't think Jerry West was the problem.
What's your point, Lo? What's your point, Lo?
The argument is such a crazy argument that very rarely happens in NBA history. And one of the times it did actually occur, they lost. So the hypothetical that he's trying to get off is proven wrong. They had 2 top 5 players. You could argue they had 3 top 5 or top 7 players when they had Elgin Baylor on the roster, and they were still losing. So it's very clear that it takes more than just you give them 2 top 5 players. It's very clear it takes more than just that. And no, they were not just running into Bill Russell. They lost. So also the Knicks, where God rest his soul, Willis Reed was dealing with a bum leg in Game 7, and then they still lost that series.
R.I.P. Willis Reed. R.I.P.
So no, it wasn't just the Doom Squad, because even when they retired. But hey, we let her sit here and not talk about history, man. Because Ticket is saying is right though. If 2 top 5 players on the same team and they end up still losing year after year after year, we would question them differently. But when it's Will Chamberlain though, mum's the word. Mum's the word.
Mums is not the word.
No, mums is not the word.
No, mums is not the word.
LeBron James, mum's the word.
LeBron had 3 top 7 players on the team one time, or 2 other.
No. We're saying when they lose, mum's the word.
Oh, but why doesn't nobody bring that up? Ticket act as if like it didn't happen.
I bring up Wilt's losing record in the final all the damn time,
and that's fair. But then Ticket literally just said Jerry West ain't like that.
Oh yeah, well I can't get with that. I can't get.
Jesus, jeez, sad man, sad we do.
Where we going next, Ron?
Analysis of Nick said, "Love the show. My favorite moment, ironically, was Ticket versus Low and Chill segment when Ticket said Kawhi is arguably not top 75. You guys are super entertaining. Appreciate you, Nick.
We do what we can, bro.
That's crazy. And you know what I just saw actually yesterday or the day before yesterday? I actually was on TikTok and I saw where Mars drank his foot water. That was crazy. Yo, shout out to what's his name? Shout out to Nick T for sending that
the $500 is cool.
What are you doing, Mars?
No, this is what happened. I said for $500 I'll do it, and then Nick T comes out of nowhere. I said $500, and I'm not lying.
Do not let JD and Shaq trick you into stuff like that.
I didn't. Why would someone? He literally just sent $500 just like that, like 2 seconds. I was like, what the hell?
Because they never thought they'd get $500 in super chats.
Chat. Now you guys all know Mars' number.
Add a 0. Mars, here's a word of advice I've learned throughout my years. Whatever number you're going to throw out, add a 0.
I mean, the show's bigger now, so I now know that I'm not doing that again.
That was crazy. I'm sorry to bring that up, y'all, but I just couldn't believe because the whole time I was wondering, like, what are y'all talking about? And I just came across on TikTok yesterday, and I almost threw up.
Have you noticed? I know that we're not supposed to be whatever. Have you noticed on TikTok they're showing a lot of older? Like I'm seeing stuff come through my For You page that's like old, like takes about the last year's playoffs and the NFL season. They're throwing a bunch of old stuff out. Have you noticed that too? Because
that's just because you're old, Fluent. That's just because you're old.
Oh, it's because I'm old. Oh, okay.
No,
the algorithm is glitching.
The algorithm is sending me old stuff. All right, that's fair.
All right, fellas. David Astillo said MJ is the only owner that gets blamed for what the front office does.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. We just said James Dolan, Daniel Snyder, Jerry Jones. There's a lot of examples.
No, he does not.
James Dolan get it probably the worst.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Yeah.
Yeah, rightfully so.
There's another one too. More in football than basketball, but that dude in for the Colts, that guy gets blamed. Hersey, yeah.
They blame Jeannie Buss a lot too.
Yeah. That too.
As she should.
As far as I'm concerned, she could do no wrong.
But she hired an agent to be.
We know.
Whatever.
Bob, we know, Bob.
Roland Curtis said, we can't downplay MJ losing his majority ownership because only Bob Johnson preceded him. I think MJ's failed stint as a black majority owner only makes it more difficult for LeBron James to own a team.
Oh, that's why he's doing it. Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's not a failed stint because he turned a huge profit on this. So it's not like the team is going under and he had to file for bankruptcy or some nonsense like that. No, that's not what's going on. In fact, Jay flipped his money almost 4 times.
10 times.
Yeah. So with that, exactly. So with that being said, we talking about a dude
on the court. I think the problem is as fans, it's an on the court failure because they never won. But as a business owner, it was a huge success. Huge.
But do y'all remember? I think a couple years ago, I think it was, and I rarely listen to
probably
Gilbert Arenas. But when Gilbert Arenas, I think it was Gilbert, he was talking about that you have certain teams that are always going to be where they are because what did he say? He said that the owners aren't trying to win because they make more money. So do you
No, they make more. Owners make more money selling hope.
Well,
selling
yeah,
hope.
but
because if you win, the bar becomes you have to win, and then if you don't, if you're not a championship contender, those things start to fade. But if you're dealing in hope, where hey, we have a shot, that's actually what makes the absolute most.
But I mean, the Hornets have never.
But that's what the Knicks were selling, though, Bob. We talking about a franchise that had 5 consecutive 50-loss seasons, but they were selling it. Next year, we're going to get this guy, and then we're going to get this guy, and then every year they get somebody new. What they're selling is we're going to make the playoffs. When in reality, no, they're not. We're going to win the lottery. We're going to get Zion. That's not true. Even though the Knicks, I think the year that Zion came out, they were in the top 5 in attendance. In the top 10 in attendance. They were on their 3rd straight 50-loss season.
Why do you think you may have just said this, but I apologize if I'm repeating what you said. Why do you think the Knicks, for example, are always, is this what you said, are always the next big free agent? Oh, they're coming to the Knicks. They're the ones they own a media company. They're the ones that put that story out. So people go, oh, wow, we're getting KD and Kyrie and LeBron and Embiid. They're all coming. Yeah. They never come.
They really thought they were getting KD, Kyrie, and Zion in one summer.
Yeah, just think about that.
Did sell that. They sold that.
And ended up with RJ Barrett.
And Spike Lee and Stephen A. ate that up and thought it was happening. Dum-dums.
On to the next super chat. Hello. It's nice to have you up here.
Roll down in the house.
NV sent the super chat. He said, get low up here ASAP. He said Jrue is a better defender than GP and Kawhi, is a better on-ball defender than Pippen.
Low, did you say that?
Of course. Why would I not?
I need you to go back onto TikTok and unfollow me if you said that. Just go on.
Wait, which part do you disagree with? Both of them?
I do.
You think that Jrue is a better defender than GP, Kawhi, and is a better on-ball defender than Pippen? Yeah, I agree. I disagree with all of that.
No, Jrue is a better defender than Gary Payton.
And Kawhi is a better on-ball defender.
Kawhi is a better
on-ball defender. My bad. I read it wrong.
Two separate.
I do not believe that Scottie Pippen, Kawhi Leonard is a better defender than Scottie Pippen on ball. I don't think so.
Yeah, not on ball. Pippen has way more lateral quickness than Kawhi.
Right.
Even though he's got the long arms and those big hands, I'd still go with Pip on ball.
And then what about Jrue and Gary Payton?
Definitely more rangy
over Jrue. So yeah, I do disagree with it all.
Definitely more rangy too. And to your point, Mars, you're the one who brought it up when you talked about how Kawhi Leonard was getting torched by Giannis, but that wall was behind him, so it made him look like he was doing a better job on Giannis when in reality he was not. He was really getting torched by him, but that wall was behind him. You brought that point.
You got to build a wall.
So now
there's several players who torched Scottie Pippen.
Got to build a wall.
There's several players who torched Scottie Pippen,
and those several players who quote unquote torched him, they had a very difficult time doing so. It wasn't like it wasn't like it was just easy work. And you can make that face all you want. It wasn't like it was easy work. There's a reason.
Grant Hill looked like he was doing a fine job.
And I'm glad you brought
so did Dominique.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because the reason why I'm glad you brought that up is because again, Dominique Wilkins, who Scottie Pippen said is the toughest guy he ever had to go up against. Grant Hill, on the other hand, who if in the 90s, he's averaging 22 a game against Scottie Pippen. For those 4 years, from 1994 to 1998, when they were in the NBA, from 1994 to 1998, when Grant Hill came in the league in 94, until when Grant Hill came in the league in 1994, until 1998, when the championship run stopped, those 4 seasons, Grant Hill averaged 22 a game against Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, on the other hand, averaged 22 a game against him, which is more than his actual average. So the idea of him torching.
What does that have to do with him? What does that have to do with him?
The idea of him torching Scottie Pippen, because I'm having a difficult time with the idea that 22 a game is torching a guy. When I think about a guy getting torched, I'm thinking about a guy going for like 35 or something like that. 22 a game is not torching somebody because you cross the guy up once or twice in a game, but you ended up with 19 or you ended up with 22. That doesn't mean that you're torching a guy. That's not true, Lo.
What does Scottie Pippen's scoring have to do with him being torched? Scottie Pippen's scoring has nothing to do with this conversation.
Okay, so let's take your scoring off the table. Let's get back to the fact.
Hold on. Grant Hill was also younger than Scottie Pippen. And yeah, he went for 21, 8, and 6 against him. Scottie Pippen was 12 and 2 in wins where it mattered. But I think
We ain't doing. Come on.
Low down. Let's stick to the point here. We're talking about a guy getting torched. Is that correct? So during that time, 22 a game, is that really torching somebody? I would argue, especially depending on some of his rookie seasons, if he had some of his better games against Scottie Pippen, which he should not have had in his.
He had 2 30-point games against him in those 4 years. 2 of them. That's it.
But he shouldn't be having.
Just know that? Jesus Christ!
But he shouldn't be having some of his better games against.
Why shouldn't he? What are you talking about? He's one of the better young players in the game. Why shouldn't he be having great games? What's the problem?
His 30-point game was in the 2000s.
Rookie season. His rookie season, he scored his first games against Pippen. He scored 12.
And then the one after that was 20.
Pippen scored 13. The matchup, I know you're saying torched versus matchup. Then the next game, they each scored 20 and 20.
If I'm not mistaken.
The next game 24-22. The next game 20 and 20. The next game 13 and 11. This is each one of them what they scored.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty close matchup. The next game 27 and 27. The next game Grant Hill goes for 16. Pippen goes for 26. So I'm not seeing where there is a game where Grant Hill goes.
Why'd you stop? Keep going.
That's where I'm going.
The next game was 27 as well.
Keep going.
27,
and then
20 and 20.
And then 20 and 20.
And then 37-27.
37.
But now we're into 98 and 2000. Pippen is
talking about 98
years old.
bro.
He stopped it at 98. I ain't stopped it at 98. He stopped it at 98. I ain't want
to
go 98.
I stopped it at 98 because I'm going off the championship years. Those were Scottie Pippen's best years.
He stopped at 98.
Now you want to keep going with it.
I'm just saying he did 98.
Fine, let's do the last game. Fine, let's do the last game. Grant Hill 2.
How many minutes he played?
Don't matter.
You're nasty, Floyd.
He played 9 whole minutes.
My
point is, when you say someone I hate that narrative that this person torched that person, because one, you know that one person doesn't guard another person an entire game, so that's inaccurate. 2, you know that team defense is a huge deciding factor of those things. And yeah, of course, there's going to be people. I know a guy who's the best defender I've ever seen. I went 34. Does that mean I'm better? Like, I torched him? No, I just got hot shooting and he didn't guard me. I don't like that narrative because there's too many variables.
Do you think that there's more skilled offensive perimeter players in today's game?
100%.
Do you think that they removed, they put rules in place to remove physicality for defense to make it harder for players to defend them?
To make it easier for scoring, but yeah, same thing. Yes.
Okay. Such as hand checking, et cetera, et cetera. And also it's just easier for them to draw fouls, especially in today's game.
I don't see the way that the game is played. It's actually the foul thing doesn't really make sense because they shoot so many more threes. And I know that when you play inside, you're going to get fouled 15% of the time. When you shoot a 3, you're going to get fouled 1% of the time. So although the hand checking is gone, and yes, technically, if you drive and force the issue, it's maybe easier to get a foul call because they're shooting 35 threes a game versus 10. Right. It's less the foul shots per game is actually pretty even as it's been.
And before you go any further, Tone, because I know this is a conversation between you and Lo. Stay focused, because what Lo is doing, he's tapping your jaw with that left jab.
No. Don't say nothing. Chill. Don't say Chilltown. Don't say Chilltown. Do not say anything. Don't say Chilltown. Don't say nothing. Hey, Lo, nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you, Lo.
My fault.
And so then,
hey, Lo, you having a good afternoon? Lo, are you having a good afternoon, sir?
I'm gonna kick it with y'all for another 30.
Hold on, but Lo, are you feeling good?
Yeah.
Fluent, I gotta ask you a question, Fluent. So, hey, Fluent, I'm glad you said that just now because I have to ask you a question. So, with that being said, what you were saying, if you put Steph Curry in the 90s era, how do you think they would defend Steph Curry in the 90s? How do you think Pat Riley?
There's going to be a hand up on his hip, and every time he tries to make a move, there's going to be another guy that bumps him off any path that he's trying to get, and if he ever tries to drive, he's going to land on his ass.
Let me ask you the second question. In the 90s, guys who were threats to shoot the ball, guards that were bringing it up, how do they play those type of guards most of the time? and you're from what you saw.
Ask the question again. I didn't hear it.
Point guards that were a threat to score and to bring it up. How was they defending them most of the time back in the 90s? How was they defending those guys? Like a guy like Steph Curry, most of the time, how would they defend that guy?
Yeah, they're picking him up at least 3/4 court.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Low. Yeah, thank you, sir.
And so with that, so with that same ideology, if they were allowed to just do more back then, would it not be more impressive that Jrue Holiday is able to defend the way he is, especially now, especially with the and then the final question is, do they run more screen action for point of attack now than they did back in the day?
You know what? I don't know, because I'd have to go back and watch, because there isn't a stat on that like there is today.
Yeah, yes they do, Lo, because the game was basically get it to the wing and throw it into the big guy. So okay. Yeah, they do.
Like it depends. Like I see a guy like Reggie Miller who's coming off 3 screens to get a shot. So
that's not point of attack though. I'm talking about as a point of attack. The guy who bringing the ball up, do they run more?
Okay, my bad. So
outside of Malone and Stockton, you didn't see that a lot at the top. You did not.
Okay.
Even then. But anyway, okay. The point I'm making is that
what you're saying is it's harder to defend today. So a guy who's a good defender today is better than a defender back then. And what I'm telling you is
a great defender today.
Sure, a great defender today.
Better than a great defender.
What I'm telling you is because the rules are so different and who they're playing and how they're playing is so different. For everything that you said, you can't hand check. Cool. But I also have a guy who's standing at the top of the key dribbling like between his legs for 30 minutes before he makes a move, and then he's going to jack up a 3. Well, that's giving me a break. He's not attacking every play. So I'm getting those plays off where I get to sit there and watch someone shoot a long 3. Okay.
By that logic, I'm getting GP's getting breaks off when they bring the ball up and throw it in the post, and then the dude just sticks.
No, they're not, because when he's throwing it in the post, what he's doing, he's then moving, coming off a screen, and trying to get open. So
no, he's not.
He pass and cut. No, he pass and cut.
No, he may pass and cut, but he passed the cut so then he can be in a legal defense position, so GP couldn't then help. That's what he would do.
Wait. I want to make sense. Which would explain why GP had the most difficult time when he was with Stockton, because they had a lot of off-ball action. When Stockton would throw the ball to Hornacek, and he would run off.
He tried to use illegal defense, and that doesn't make sense to me. Explain what you mean by the illegal defense.
If by the logic of like I just jacked up a shot, so then that kind of bails me out as a defender. I'm sure, but I would argue that's very minuscule. The amount of times that would happen isn't that significant.
35 times a game. It's a lot.
I would without a doubt.
That's not a lot. It's more than 3 times.
The ball handler, the initiator, not some guy on the wing jacking up a shot.
Are we talking about today? Today.
Okay. No.
You saying that 35% of the shots at a ball handler is just chucking up a shot.
No, I'm saying
let's stop the foolishness, Lo. Hey, Chilltown. Here's what happened.
We're talking about the guy that Jrue Holiday's defending, not wings of everybody else. 35% of the shots at the ball handler who's initiating the offense is not 30, and 35% of them not him chucking a shot. That's not what's happening.
I never said they're 35% of the time. I said there's 35 3-pointers a game, which is significantly higher.
Yeah, but those are.
I gotta look. You want me to look by each? It depends by each player.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying is for the rules that are in place today, the game is played differently. So yes, while it's harder to defend because you can't hand check, there are other things that are being done that are making it easier. People shooting and not driving. That less pressure on your defense.
Right.
Very limited post play makes it easier.
Right.
No. But we're talking about specifically a guard, though. We're talking about specifically.
So specifically a guard, Lo. So wouldn't it? So just because Gary Payton was as physical as he was back then, the fact that he doesn't have to play like that today, and he's got to be smarter as a defender, which he was. Wouldn't he be even better today?
Well, here's the other part. You're basically saying GP who allowed to hand check versus Jrue who's not. You're then making an assumption, which I believe is incorrect, that if Gary Payton wasn't allowed to hand check, he doesn't have the lateral quickness to stay in front of players, which
is not
absolutely does.
Well, I never said that. But I think you all also make the assumption that players in today's game would not be able to adapt to what happens in the 90s.
I've never.
Let's tell the truth. Hold on, let's tell the truth.
I want to be clear.
Let's tell the truth. Hold on, let's tell the truth, Lo.
I want to be clear though. The initial comment is based off of that assumption. That's what.
No, it's not an assumption. It's not a. Hold on, Lo. It's not an assumption. Here's what happened, Fluent. So you know what happened. Okay. What happened was this, sir. What happened was I told Lo that if Steph Curry played in the 90s, he wouldn't be coming down just pulling up from 50 like he is today. I told him guys would be picking him up full court, damn near every possession, pressuring him, making him have to turn around and back the ball down. So I told him the Steph Curry you seen today, doing all that, coming down, pulling up from 50 spazzing, would not be the same Steph Curry you would have seen then. You would have seen him more like he played with Mark Jackson. When Mark Jackson was the head coach, that type of Steph Curry, than you do now with Steph
Curry. I can guarantee you this. He would not be able to play the style that he plays today. One, because the defense wouldn't allow it. And two, the bigger reason is the coach wouldn't allow it.
Really,
the coach wouldn't allow it. Period.
What does he look like in the 90s, though? Realistically.
But the point of the whole comment is based off of the hypothetical or the assumption or the insinuation.
Let me end that. Let me end that debate, Lo. Every great player in every era would be a great player in every other area. Period. End of discussion. Period.
That's where. But that's all where it comes from. That's all.
I disagree with that. Fluent. I disagree with that. Hold on, Fluent. When you say that, hold on. When you say that, when you saying great player, are you talking about? You're not talking about like the Rudy Goberts of the world, right?
He's not a great player.
We're talking about all-time.
Right. Okay. I just want to make sure because Lo told me he think Rudy Gobert would be just fine in the 90s, and I told him he's full of shit.
I think Rudy could play. I think Rudy could play in the 90s.
Rudy Gobert would be fine in a Anthony Mason type of role in the 90s. Absolutely.
He'd be fine.
But y'all saying
he wouldn't be as good.
Ticket looks at Rudy Gobert like he's soft, and he think Mutombo and Olajuwon and Lonzo Mourning, Shaq and Dave Robinson, they'll just bully this dude.
But to say that he wouldn't be fine,
he would have to adapt his game.
Right.
Do you think he has hard to adapt, Fluent?
It's his game suits the 90s.
No, I ain't talking about his game. I ain't because some dudes got game and they can't adapt because of the mentality and the physicality of how they play. So that's
Gobert's not on my list when I said
that too.
No, because Lo was nasty. Hey, Chilltown, because Lo was nasty and Lo brought up Mark Eden, who won a Defensive Player of the Year award, who won rebounding awards, who made an All-Star team. He brought him up and made him and said he couldn't play in this era.
Would he be as good as he was back then here? Would he
be better?
Mark Eden. Here's the problem. Mark Eden wouldn't be allowed to play in today's NBA. They wouldn't draft him.
That's literally what I told him. It
was big country.
I'll tell you what.
It was big country.
Wait, the guy I know.
No, I'm saying. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Fluent.
Plays for Purdue.
Fluent. These buffoons said Big Country couldn't play in this era.
Yeah. The guy I know who plays for Purdue, Zach Edey, is a 7'4" center who doesn't have an outside touch, but is great around the rim, a great shot blocker, every defensive thing you want. And the only thing he can't do is shoot from the outside. And he should be a first-round pick, and they're talking about second round or undrafted.
Simply because of what the game is.
Simply because they want guys who can play outside.
And that's all I said.
It's similar.
I think you're lying, Lo. You're lying, Lo. You're lying, Lo. You're lying. Hold on. You're lying, Lo. Fluent. Don't let him lie to you, Fluent. Do not let him lie to you. He set up here.
Let me finish real quick. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing that Steph Curry wouldn't be allowed to be Steph Curry back then because of the coaching. It's the same thing with those guys today. They wouldn't. Could Mark Eden, if you gave him a chance, be a difference maker in the NBA? Sure. Would they give him a chance to? And the reality is they probably wouldn't, to their detriment. I think that's a bad thing, but that's the reality.
No. But then turned out and this dude's nasty. Hold on. But you also said this nasty dude was one of the dudes that said that Big Country Brian Reeves couldn't play in this era. because he said he didn't shoot enough threes. Get the hell out of here.
But he's limiting. It was essentially Fluent. What you said is the same thing. Like the slower footed bigs, you have trouble, especially staying on the floor in today's game.
The coaches wouldn't give them because they want them to step out and shoot threes. But
not only that, defensively,
they can't play in space. So
defensively, teams would consistently pick at them over and over and over.
They would struggle when the teams are running like 70% pick and rolls. They would struggle.
It's a big reason.
And that's it.
Someone in the chat just said Jahlil Okafor. That's why he didn't pan out in the NBA, because he can't play in space, and he was a predominantly post player who wasn't particularly great.
Shout out to Zach Edey. Give him a chance. He will make a difference on your team. By the way,
it's why Greg Monroe had years where he was like a double guy, 15 and 10 in like limited minutes, and was slowly regulated out of the league because he just couldn't defend in space.
But hold on,
the reason why Roy Hibbert.
That being said, if you're smart, if you are smart, you can find a role like a Jakob Poeltl, who is a slow-footed big who can't shoot threes, who has done a very nice job both in San Antonio and now in Toronto, who gets all that dirty work stuff, all those tip-ins, those offensive rebounds, all of that stuff is all him. So if you're smart and you rely on someone like that,
you can find your niche if you're big. You can find your niche if you're big.
You can. These guys could find their spot. You can find your niche if you're big.
But back to Lowe's point about Jrue Holiday, I think if I'm not mistaken, Lowe, it sounds like your stance is Gary Payton. The physicality is what makes him a great defender.
No. The point I'm making is that the argument that Ticket makes.
No, I think the argument was that Jrue Holiday could play defense in the 90s, which, if that's your point, I agree with that. He could.
But more importantly, the argument, like, if the idea is that, like, offensive players will struggle in today and yesteryear because of the defense, that means that defensive players will look even better if they were having that physicality. By that logic, we're just using that logic. That's all it was.
Well, it depends how they adapted. Like, if Jrue Holiday became so hand check dependent and didn't use his lateral quickness, then he'd be worse. But yes, he'd have an opportunity to be just as good, if not better.
I know. I just told the truth. If Ray Allen played in this era, his numbers would be increased because
without a doubt, it would be increased.
Lowe's nasty. Lowe said he don't know. Lowe said he don't know. And I got the tape, so don't lie. He don't know if Rasheed Wallace. He don't know if Rasheed Wallace will be better in this era, which we know that's a damn lie. Also, we can keep going down the list. If Ray Miller would have played in this era, he'd be better.
No. Ray Allen numbers would go up, but the overarching argument was who's a better shooter, Ray Allen or Curry, and he was using like that argument.
I'm saying Ray numbers would go up. I feel like if you put Ray Allen in the same timeline as Steph Curry, I feel like the numbers he had. He was already up there. Curry just now passing not too long ago. So imagine what his numbers would have been
in like half of the amount of games.
If Ray Allen, you'd be having a conversation. I'd still say Steph is the better shooter, but you'd have a conversation who's the better player, and it might lean towards Ray Allen because Ray Allen could do more with the ball.
What's going on? What is going on?
Ray was like that.
Y'all talking about Steph Curry, bro. Stop, bro. Y'all do this thing where y'all disrespect players because y'all just want to get off a tape. We're talking about Ray Allen. No, it's Steph Curry.
Tone.
Do more, bro.
No, Chilltown. I agree. Hold on. Steph Curry didn't deal with the same type of defense Ray Allen had to deal with back.
You're telling me. Hold on. You're telling me a guy who could shoot almost as good. I agree. Steph is is a better shooter. Is a better shooter. Steph is a better shooter. But you're telling me a guy who could drive, finish at the rim, play a little bit of defense. He wouldn't be in a conversation on who's better.
Curry also can. Why not, Mars? Why not, Mars?
Everything you just said about Ray Allen, better basketball player. Right, Ray Allen is a better basketball player.
No, wait. Hold on. Mars, I'm asking a simple question. He asked, would it not be all the stuff that Tone just said? It would not. And why wouldn't it be a conversation?
Why wouldn't it be a conversation?
Because Curry also drives. He also finishes at the basket. He's a way better passer.
Like Ray Allen?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, just look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers.
I'm not looking at the numbers because we can't look at the numbers because we're saying if he hypothetically played today, so you can't look at the numbers. You have to look at his game. You have to look at his game, not the numbers.
If you compare relatively to their era, Curry is an elite level finisher in today's game. Ray Allen was also a great finisher, but Curry is like one of the better finishers in the league for the past, like especially since 2015 up until now.
Right.
Yes. The shot creation from Curry is also better.
Against this defense. Against this defense.
So you guys think Ray Allen would be a top 5 player in the world?
Yeah, you think
no. I'm saying,
you think Ray Allen would have had an argument for being like the second best player?
Hold on, low. You think Ray Allen against this defense wouldn't be more lethal?
You're having a conversation with who's the overall better basketball player, him or Steph. Yes, you're having a conversation. Yep, 100%.
But you
guys are arguing that in this time, other than LeBron James, Ray Allen would have an argument to be better than everyone else.
Ray Allen was battling Kobe back then. Them dudes were going to war, bro. He had to listen. He was hold on. No, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. Listen, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying, because this is the problem I have with Lowe and the shit that him and Mars say. You guys and
you don't hear what's going on right now.
Take this stat, take that computer and stick it up your ass. Turn it.
I haven't said a stat. I haven't even said anything.
Hold on. Hey, Low, I dare you, I double dog dare you turn that damn computer off and use your damn brain.
I'm going to be on the show without a computer.
Hold on, Low.
Watch the games.
Low, I'm saying this to you, Low. The reason why I agree with what Fluent was saying is because y'all, this is what y'all don't take into equation, bro. Y'all don't take into equation the effect of how the game was played.
He was getting wide open threes back then.
You're not hearing me, bro. I'm telling you. Hold on.
In 15 more minutes, we'll watch it. We'll watch it in 15 more minutes. Bobby, you can pick any game you want to.
Hey, hold on, Bob. There was no difference. Hey, Bob, there's no difference in defense then than there is now. No difference.
Nobody said that.
No, they was actually playing defense then.
Nobody said they weren't.
So hold on. They're not playing now. They're not playing any D now, sir.
Y'all getting emotional about something.
You can do whatever you want to do if you don't play. Ain't nobody DME.
Didn't play defense. What we're saying is, at the time, they were not defending the 3-point line the way that y'all making it seem like.
So let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. So if you got Kobe,
they defend Curry. Curry at the 3-point line gets way more defensive attention than Ray Allen did at the time. Way more.
Doesn't that make it easier for him to get to the hole?
He wasn't doing that shit against Kobe and them. He wasn't doing that pulling up on 50 against Kobe.
Okay, but the argument is defense. What I'm saying is, at the time, the defense attention that
right, because that wasn't the game back then. They weren't shooting the long ball.
But that's my point.
And I can appreciate your stance on that. But when we're talking about a guy like Ray Allen who can shoot the ball, which you just said, Lo, who can shoot the ball, his production would go up if he played today. So if he played today, he would be getting guarded like Steph Curry. Now, his ability to get to the basket, his ability to knock down the mid-range, wouldn't that stuff improve also?
Oh, no, it would, but not to the level of being the second best player in the league.
Man, he's the
second best player.
If he's in a conversation with Steph Curry, that's what he has to be.
What I said was, listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. Here's a guy that in the lowest scoring era of basketball, okay, in those early 2000s, was averaging like 24, 25 points a game. And you said that he would average more. So he's now going to average 29, 30 points a game, shooting threes, shooting 90% from the free throw line, driving and dunking, which we know he can do, especially now because there's less defense. So he's averaging 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and he's a better, maybe even marginally, a better defender than Steph. People are going to have a conversation. Which is my
top 5 player in the game today.
Yes,
he said that he would be in a conversation with Steph.
With Steph, who's the better all-around player?
At Steph's best,
who's the better all-around player?
The second best player in the league in 2016. So you are arguing that people would have a conversation about Ray Allen being the second best player in the league?
Over
if you're gonna put it down to 1 year,
from 2015 to now, at worst, Steph is the third best player. It's LeBron, KD, and Steph. Are you trying to say people will legitimately try and argue that Ray Allen was the third best player on the planet?
What I'm saying is that I will.
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's what that goes.
People will make. Let me ask you a question. Wait, why is it so crazy? Wait. Why is it so crazy? Let me ask this question. Why is it so crazy to think a guy that you admit would be averaging 30 points a game, 5 rebounds and 5 assists, and is a better defender? Why is it laughable that people wouldn't have him in a conversation?
Because he's nowhere near the ball handler, distributor, nor playmaker as Curry was. Not even close.
But if he's averaging 35 and 5 and better,
the same reason we know Damian Lillard isn't better than Steph.
And then we're not having that conversation. No one's having that conversation.
If you've ever had the conversation that Dame is as good as Steph,
I didn't say me.
I don't think anyone here believes that what we're talking about right now. I don't think you guys believe what you're saying.
I don't believe y'all.
I'm telling you, people are gonna have the conversation. That's all I said.
Most of you up here have Steph like top 15 all time. And if you're saying Ray Allen would be on that level of player, like I don't believe you.
There's a reason why Steph Curry is top 15 all time. It's because not just simply as a basketball player, it's also because of what he produced on his team.
Right.
Now the question is Ray Allen. Now the question is Ray Allen playing in Ray Allen. We're not switching out Curry. We're not going to switch out Curry. What we're going to do is we're going to put Ray Allen in this era. And if Ray Allen plays in this era and he does something comparable to that, we're having a different conversation about him.
Shooting wise, yes. Shooting wise, if he does something comparable, yes. But in terms of like an overall player, no.
So you're okay.
It's okay. It's okay if you only saw Ray Allen in the Celtics in Miami.
I think that's the problem. No, they only saw Miami.
No.
If you only saw Miami Ray Allen, that's
I've seen the Bucks. I've seen Seattle, and no.
Okay, if you watch them play in Milwaukee and Seattle, bro, I don't understand why y'all are so perplexed by.
Maybe I just think Steph's better than what you think. Because this is ridiculous to me.
Steph is. You guys listen. I don't know about Bob's point, but you guys are missing my point. My point is, if he played in this era and he put up those numbers, and
people would discuss it. That's your point.
People will have that discussion.
Yeah, and people are dumb. So why do I care?
Wait, Bob. Where you grew up from? Where you grew up? Sacramento, right?
Sacramento.
No, Seattle, bro. He watched him. Yeah, he watched Ray Allen from the jump.
No, he's from Sacramento.
Yeah, bro, don't do this, Lo, because I hate when you try to do this, Lo.
How many nationally televised Seattle games
did you watch? How many games did you watch? Because I know you ain't watched that many games. Because he only made the playoffs one time in Seattle. So how many games did you watch?
What does that got to do with anything, Lo? What does that got to do with anything?
You telling me what
I hate when you do this, Lo. I'm 32 years old. I'm 32 years old. I grew up watching Ray Allen. I watched Ray Allen play basketball.
How many games did you watch?
I'm supposed to pull out the number. Oh, actually, I watched this.
Just give me a rough estimate.
Oh, we watched basketball. Right. So this is the thing, love. When you realize that there was so much money in YouTube, you start watching basketball. I grew up watching basketball. I grew up in a basketball household. I grew up a hooper. I watched. See, that's what I'm saying. Yo, stop it, love. I watched basketball. You start watching basketball when you realize there was money in YouTube.
You ain't watching, man.
You're not no basketball historian.
Stop
lying to the people.
Lo, you know what though, Lo? You do this all the time, and honestly, like you've watched maybe 5% of these guys' games, and you want to make narratives on them.
I never make the argument. First of all, I've never disrespected anybody here and said you must have just watched somebody at XYZ point of their career. Only reason why I brought it up is because that's what he said. If he didn't say that, I would never say that.
Before we go,
it's not I just want to know, Lo, do you feel like I was trying to disrespect you with that? Because I didn't mean to disrespect.
Now, and I understand that we got contributors to the show, but this dude right here needs to be banned. To say that Ray Allen is Tyler Hero on steroids, yo, don't take no more money. Don't take no more money from me.
I told you, people are idiots. I told you.
Great point. So a guy like this
from the table and escort him to the door and show him
that's a great point. A guy like this will say, a guy like this will say Ray Allen is Tyler Hero on steroids, and a guy from, let's say, I don't know what team Ray Allen's going to be on. Let's put on wherever. Will say he's a better all-around player than Steph. That is my point. Thank you, Alex Pickering.
The problem I'm saying is that there's players.
Alex Pickering, I can't believe this out of you, Alex. You my guy. You be coming through, Alex. This is crazy.
Oh man.
You might be the dude that's getting kicked. You might be the dude getting kicked out the go. Get him up from the table.
There's no award for nastiest super chat, guys.
Your money is no longer good here.
No. His money is good here.
Face. There's players who put up like 35 and 5 on good shooting splits, and we never considered them
Who?
as good as Curry. Like what,
Who put up 35 and 5?
Shay's doing it right now.
What is D Mitchell doing right now?
Who put up 35 and 5 and played good defense, and we didn't talk about them as being one of the best players in the league?
Oh, I don't think it'll be as good as you are making it.
Oh, good. Ray Allen was mid at best in that.
Good.
Time.
That's good. Mid is good.
Mid is mid. Ray Allen. Defensively.
Mars, you just said people are dumb. If I'm not mistaken, Mars, you just said people are dumb. Just 2 years ago, we had a dude in the league in Devin Booker who was 28, 5 and 5, and they was talking about him in the same category with Kobe Bryant. And I never
people are dumb. People are dumb.
Wait, but nobody said that he's on par with Steph Curry.
No, I didn't say he was on par with Steph Curry either. I said someone's going to have that discussion. That is he a better all-around player?
People discuss a lot of things. It doesn't make them valid discussion. That's just a great cop-out. That's a great cop-out.
And say you're right. People would have that discussion. Thank you.
And it's a crazy discussion to have.
Now you're more fluent.
There we go. It's a crazy discussion to have.
All right, fellas, that was intense. That was heated. Hey, and people, this is what we giving you every day on the panel when we start going every day on the panel. Now.
Hey, look, I ain't mean no disrespect, bro. Honestly, I swear I didn't. You my man, look. I ain't mean nothing.
Hey, listen, big ops. You ain't got to walk that back.
I ain't walking nothing back. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to disrespect.
How many times Lowe has attacked me, and how many times Mars has jumped on me?
Wow,
how many times I've jumped after these guys? No, this is what it is.
And then y'all send Dub the link on the side, and he comes in here and fights with y'all.
This is what we do around
Dub, if you're watching,
this is
come
what
on.
we do around here. No question about it.
No,
I used to say this was like a bunch of dudes just at the barbershop, but no, man, it's more like a family at a cookout.
That's all.
All I'm saying is if you're gonna question what I watched, then we're gonna have to be honest about what was really happening. Because we ain't that much. You ain't that much older than me, Ox. Let's keep it a bean.
I'm saying.
Yeah, both you guys are old.
I'm about to say, let's keep it a bean.
Both you guys are
much
old.
older.
You
ain't even that much older.
I just think you got
to. Low, if we're being as you 40. If we're keeping it a bean,
I'm 32.
He's 32.
Yo, you're nasty, Ron.
No, you do make comments about players that you didn't watch, though. You do.
Wait, say it again.
I said, like you say, for keeping it a bean, you do make comments about people that you didn't watch. Like John Stockton is a great example. You watched maybe 10% of his games, would be the equivalent of watching like 3 games out of Jokic.
Or he talks about Walt Frazier was the best player on that Knicks team, and
I never said he was the best player.
He was the best player in Game 7.
In the Game 7, he was.
Did you watch Game 7?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He was the best player.
It was actually magnificent.
I watched it last week.
Walt Frazier, he dragged Jerry West.
No, he was amazing.
My uncle calls it. God rest his soul. My uncle calls it the Jerry West. I mean, he calls it the Walt Frazier show.
Oh, hold on. Hey, Angel. I watched more Barkley games than you in one season because when I was in Phoenix, I watched almost all of his games. So yeah. Keep going.
When Dub pop up, you know it's a cookout.
Do y'all hear me?
We got you. What up?
All I heard was my name be called, so I had to answer. It's
crazy. You like Candyman. Dub is like Candyman.
The timing was.
Say his name 5 times and he disappears.
The timing was immaculate because I literally just finished something and then I pulled up to see what you guys was talking about.
Can you take that super chat off? Because I got to see Dub. I got to say something to him.
I'm right here. What are you talking about?
He's up top.
He said
no, mine was slow. He was at the bottom under the super chat. Dub, on Monday night, I watched your draft. I watched your NFL draft. Bro, you killed it. Your team dominates that team. Your team smoked them.
What's going on right now?
I was on my TV, so I couldn't call them.
Why you guys being friendly right now? Why you guys being friendly?
Why you guys being friendly?
No, because if it was bad,
bro, I don't like this at all.
Chilltown, they call me toxic, and they call me toxic.
No, what's going on here? What is happening?
I don't know if I can handle this.
It was a bad.
I'm not liking this.
Chill your show in Jeopardy. Dub and Fluent, maybe.
I don't like this at all. This is like somebody giving me a plate. This is like somebody giving me a plate and then winking at me.
No, it was a good draft.
I don't know if I want to eat this.
No, solid. It was good. It was good. It was good.
That draft
don't fall for it. He's trying to get the guard down.
Low. First of all, low. You the last one to talk right now. You switch up more than anybody up here, low. That's why I got.
Yo, this is what happens. Dub got upset because he was around some real basketball, people on Twitter, and got laughed off the stage and got kicked off.
Y'all literally were lying. Y'all were lying.
About what though, Dub? What happened?
They were lying about James Harden, and I couldn't believe it. And I was mad at Low because in my head I'm like, Low, you're better than this. You're better than this, Low.
Dub got cooked off of Twitter space.
He did. He got quick. He got kicked off of Twitter space.
What was being said?
That James Harden was better than Damian Lillard.
Like prime?
Right now.
The problem
and
is
I got kicked off.
The problem is that Dub didn't know the inside joke that everybody's trolling. The inside joke on Twitter right now is that there's people who are trying to like big up other people's like teammates to try to take away from their MVP candidacy. And so now people are like, oh no, yeah, Harden, he's like a top 7 MVP candidate. Like they're just lying about who Harden is and stuff like that to take away from.
So I was just getting trolled.
But then the problem is though, Dub, your rebuttal was Harden, he's not creating any space of separation off of himself or stuff like that. And everybody's like, whoa, what are you talking about? You just said the wrong thing to rebuttal it with.
I said I said that, and then everybody reacted, and I literally said right after, I said, I was like he used to, which is a fact. He's not separating the way that he used to.
Dub, just accept you got cooked.
Nah, bro, it's trolling. It's just trolling. See, this is Low. He's just like switching up on people.
Also, the problem was I was dealing with 2 different things.
Nah, Low, I don't want to hear that. Fluent, I thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. Low,
can we get back this right here? I don't.
Were you guys comparing Steph and Ray? Were you guys?
No, we wasn't.
Let's get back to the toxicity between you and Sport and Fluent. I don't like this whole this love fest between you. I don't like it at all.
Chilltown, what's wrong with you?
I don't like it. I don't like it. That's what is wrong. I don't like it. The toxicity between you two. That's why this relationship works. This whole thank you. I really appreciate what you did. I appreciate you, but no, absolutely not. No, absolutely. You two are not doing that, Tone. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Dub said that your basketball knowledge is equivalent to a second grader. He said that.
Whoa, wait. First of all, now you put words in my mouth.
That's right. I'm starting.
Fluent knows me enough to know I don't use that type of vocabulary.
That's what I'm doing. I don't like this whole love fest. I'm starting. I'm spreading rumors.
I don't
like it. I don't. So
typically, I love. But this is too much for me.
No, these two, no, absolutely not. I'm starting rumors. I'm breaking that up. Hell no.
That's crazy. Dub and Mars break up, and now all of a sudden we see something going on with you guys. It's getting fishy over here in the PC universe. I don't know what's going on.
Then I wake up to more bullshit.
I was happy. You know what's so crazy? When when Fluent told me about what he's seen from Jokic, we actually agreed 100% on who he was, which was wild. Right? You remember that, Fluent? I think you muted.
We have to stop. We gotta go.
Hey, Low.
Y'all are agreeing.
You started this, Low.
Yo, right is right.
Wait, is Fluent blushing? Is Fluent blushing?
Yes. Look at him.
Fluent, you're muted.
Your mic is muted, Fluent.
You can't hear you, Tone.
It's still from which colors?
Your mic isn't connected.
Hey, you see, y'all done fucked up the whole chemistry of everything doing that. Now we can't even do a show anymore.
It's saying it's muted from StreamYard.
How about now?
There you go. Now you hot, Tone. Now you hot, Tone.
Yeah, I got an error message, but it's working now.
Yes, you're good, Tone. We got you.
What was I saying? What was the question?
It's this love fest between you two. That's what's going on, man.
Oh no, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you're not gonna like this.
Oh my gosh.
Dub has really changed in the 2 years that I've seen him. When he first started on PC, I don't know if that's when he first started, but that's when I first saw him until now. He has become significantly more knowledgeable in football and basketball.
What's going on between you two, yo?
What is going on?
That is crazy.
What is happening right now?
Dub, are you blushing right now?
That's what it looked like.
Let me blush.
It's a bad take. If he has good takes, good takes. Nothing wrong with that.
You think he gets it from Mars?
Maybe. I think Shaq too. He's being on this many shows with that many people. You pick stuff up.
I'm just that guy.
You don't think straight up? You don't think in 2 years you don't? Because I admit I have a horrible memory and I need to look stuff up because I forget. You don't think in 2 years I've gotten from Chill when he runs down every single NBA champion, all 75 in a row off memory? I'm like, I didn't pick up some stuff that I forgot. 100%. You learn from each other. No, it's a good thing.
He knows all the way back to like 1949.
He did every single one. We have the episode. I'll send you the link. He did all 75 finals winners.
Actually,
memory.
I got it got foggy at around 50.
It got foggy around.
Oh wow!
It got foggy. That's where it got.
You couldn't do that.
Actually, you did every finals MVP too, if I remember, with maybe one mistake. Like
I missed Dave Cowens. It was JoJo White.
He even remembers the mistake.
I only think I could get back to like 70
photographic memory. So I pick up stuff. You that's how you got to be more fluent. It's not just about me teaching you. It's about you teaching me. That's it.
I did teach him about the quarterback. Remember that?
Was that?
Remember the quarterback limit that we were talking about with the Super Bowls?
Was it
the quarterback limit? No, I thought you about the top 5 paid quarterbacks.
All right, let's get back to who.
Ron. Let me say this one thing. Let me say this one thing real quick. I pulled up. I looked at the beginning of the show, and I would like to say you LeBron fans are in shambles. Your number one LeBron supporter was just getting ridiculed by Ticket TV, and I felt so bad for you, Chilltown. But
why you felt bad? All he was doing was yelling.
The LeBron fandom is in shambles right now.
That's all he was doing was yelling.
You praise losing, man. I believe it. I believe it.
Oh, Dub chatting,
negative record, bro.
This is what I need, though. The toxicity is back. Thank you, Dub. I appreciate you.
Hey, Dub, I see what you're doing, Dub. You looking for a new alliance, Dub. You were more split ways. Now you looking for a new alliance.
Me and Mars, we still got a good relationship.
Well, you guys, I don't understand.
Y'all split amicably, but now you're looking for a new alliance.
What happened?
Why can't
Mars got in his
what happened?
Mars got in his feelings. That's all.
Mars, I think you can make it all the way through. Actually, pause.
Mars and Dub, you guys are done.
No, I wouldn't make it to like the 50s. I can make it through the 60s probably.
Yeah, because 73 is
73 is the Knicks, 72 is the Lakers, 71 is the Bucks, and 70 is the Knicks again. I know that. And you got Bill Russell just rattling the championship.
I'm gonna say 69 through.
Yeah, the 60s are easy
because then you got 67 as Will, and then the rest of the 60s.
And the rest of it is just Bill Russell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's not bad.
But then you get to like 1955.
Now after that though, I'm not.
I know one of them's the Hawks because Bill Russell got hurt. I think that's 58.
58.
I think that's 58. But I don't know because you got 75 to 80 when it's like Warriors, the Bullets one, the Sonics.
The 70s were probably the hardest. Yeah.
Those are the years.
They're actually not. All you gotta do is just remember the best players. That's it. You good, Mars?
Who did the Warriors play when Rick Barry was the best player? Who they play? The Bullets, right?
Yeah.
I saw that series. They were frying Wes Unseld in the promo. They were calling him a choker and everything. I was like, Jesus, this is crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. Right now, Joel Embiid. I repeat, Joel Embiid is trending upwards for multiple reasons. So him and Sabonis just got Player of the Week. He has moved to number 1 in the MVP ladder. Furthermore, the Sixers are number 1 in the power rankings. Joel Embiid is balling right now. How are we feeling about Joel in terms of everything and the Sixers?
I'm gloating because I called it. I'm gloating because I called it. You guys forget 2 weeks ago on this show, I said Embiid is going to be the MVP and the Sixers are in the NBA final. So I'm gloating.
I'll do you one better. I said preseason the Philadelphia 76ers will win the championship.
You picked preseason? Oh, shoot.
He did.
Shout out Mark.
Y'all act like they won a championship or something.
I was just about to say,
but they look good. They look good.
The offense has been peaking.
People. I was being looked at like I was crazy. I read the TikTok comments. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That kind of happens when you got the league assist leader on your team and it's averaging 20 a game. So
I'll say this about Embiid, and I know you guys hate narratives, but it's not a surprise that certain media folks came out and started calling out who the MVP might be that for the third time and why he shouldn't be. And all of a sudden, coincidentally, Embiid started playing better too. But now all of a sudden, look who jumped to the top. Narrative is just as much a part of the MVP winner as any other stat.
Sure,
they just feel bad for him for the past couple.
Yeah, his second 2 years in a row. That's why I said.
Now I'll be honest with you. These last 11
he's playing that crazy.
Yeah, I'm about to see these last.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Lo. But look,
and also Jokic is playing bad, right? He just had his 5 worst defensive games ever. Apparently, the 5 that I sat watching.
But that's fair too. But if they give Embiid this pity MVP. They need to make sure that the trophy is actually a bust of him. Remember when he was crying when Kawhi packed him up with his lip out? They need to give him that one, that pouty face with his lip out.
But hold on, no. Is this a sympathy MVP?
Yes.
Or is he balling? Low, can we get the last 11 games?
They can both be true. He's playing well, but at the same time, it's like
well as I understand.
I don't get what argument Embiid has over Giannis, to be honest.
Because that's the best player.
No, but if we're just talking about the argument Embiid has over Jokic is the scoring, and he's a much better defender.
And now team record.
And the team record is, I think they're the same record, or maybe Philly better. The argument Giannis has over Jokic is scoring, defense, and team records.
You missed the most important one.
I don't get
What's that?
You missed the most important. Giannis has 2 and Embiid has none.
Okay, sympathy. Okay,
exactly. So that's why you'd argue sympathy.
They got to make sure that lip is nice and
I think once we get to the bottom of what
is crazy.
I think once we get to the bottom of the difference between the best player in the game and the league MVP and what MVP actually means, then we'll have a better understanding of what it is. Because when we
you know why that's never going to happen, Chill? Because they need the narrative, and if they give you a defined answer, they can never use their narrative.
Even if they did give us a defined answer, at least we'd have some clarity. So, for example, Dub, you're a football guy. Who wins the league MVP, Dub?
Usually the guy with like the best record.
The best player on the best team, period.
No, quarterback.
In baseball, who wins the league MVP? It's the best player. I don't care who it is, what team you're on, it's the best player. There is there is definition of what it is. In pro basketball, there are things that matter. Winning matters. How important you are to your team when you win. What you did when your team won. So these things matter. So with that being said, once we define exactly what the league MVP is and differentiate it between league MVP and best player, because what we do a lot of times is the best player in the league will win the league MVP, and they'll immediately go, okay, the best player in the NBA is the MVP. Well, no, that's not always the case. And because that's not always the case, that's where we get things confused. Like right now, where we're talking about Joel Embiid is the league MVP. And the argument is because he's playing the best. Is he the best player in the game? No, I don't think he's the best player in the game.
Well, shouldn't the MVP go to the person who's playing the best?
Yeah, I think that's actually a much better. That's closer to what it normally is.
And that's part of it, right? That's part of it. But the difference,
if it's the best player, you're going to get bored of like Jordan wins it 10 times, LeBron wins it 15 times.
No, you're not going to get bored of it because if the best player. I'm not going to get bored of it because if the best play, that's like saying I'm getting bored of a team winning the NBA championship every year. You want to stop that? Beat them. That's like get to the bottom of that.
People get bored of the Warriors and Cavs 4 years in a row. People did get bored.
People wanted to see the Warriors. I don't know if they got bored.
But they watched it all the time, though. They did watch it.
Oh yeah, people
like a lot of
people love to complain and then still
lose.
Yeah, I think the ratings started to dip after 2017 though.
Well, yeah, 2018 the Cavs were just abysmal.
Yeah, they weren't the same. To answer your question, Ron, since in the month of March, which has been a 10-game sample size for Embiid, 36 points, 9.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, shooting 61% from the field, 42% from behind the arc, and 84% from the free throw line. He's getting to the free throw line 13 times a game. Just from a scoring standpoint, it's a historically great scoring output, not only from the volume but also the efficiency relative to the era in which he's playing in. And the team has won every single game except for 2. They lost to Dallas and they just lost to Chicago. Right. So they're 8-2 within that stretch as well. And defensively, there's been games where I think that he's looked much better. Some games where he's also been kind of shaky, but there's definitely been games within that stretch where he's looked amazing as well. Yeah. With that level of winning, is translated to them now having the same record as the Denver Nuggets. And just in particular, like the offense is a total, and even the defensively, but offensively, that team is just like look miraculously better in the past month of basketball, partially because of James Harden as well. And I even say partially, a large part because of James Harden. So I gotta give him his credit, but Embiid has just like been on a totally different level in the past like month of basketball.
All right, I want to hold up right quick, Chill. Please hold that thought. I want to bring into account what Giannis actually said about the MVP. Now, we were just talking about should it be the best player, should it be this player, should it be that player. So Giannis has expressed his frustrations with the NBA MVP race. Quote unquote, he said, the thing I don't get about the MVP criteria is it changes. What is the MVP? Is it the guy who scores the most points? Is it the guy who is the most efficient? Is it the guy who's the most dominant? Is it the guy who's the most valuable? Sometimes the best player isn't the most valuable player on the team. Like, I feel like Brook Lopez is such a valuable player on our team. Like, the MVP criteria, just fucking sorry for my language, it just changes.
Which would explain why I have a. That's where the narrative with not Embiid. I'm sorry. That's where the narrative with Giannis hurts his argument for him being the league MVP, considering who he's running with. So as good as Giannis is, he is running with arguably the defensive player of the year. He is running with an all-league defender. He is running with the best rotation player in the game. So how valuable is Giannis? Well, if we got to the bottom of what exactly the MVP is, then we might have a better idea of how valuable Giannis is. Same logic with Joel Embiid. As good as those numbers that you just gave, Lo, about how good Joel Embiid is playing, about how awesome he is, about his ability to rim protect. Like, I think that's another thing that we leave out with him. How great he is as a rim protector, especially late in games. But we leave out the fact that, the dude is running with the assist leader in the NBA who's 20-10. So how valuable is Joel Embiid to Philadelphia as opposed to James Harden? Would James Harden be more valuable to them, even though Embiid might be a better player? So that's where it gets tricky as opposed to Joker.
I just feel like we've never. I understand what you're saying. It just hasn't been. Let me be clear. I've said it before. I think the criteria has been a bit up and down, especially as of late, especially when you contrast it to the rest of the league history. But the idea of like that being that critical of their teammates, there's been several players who won MVP while being on really great teams. Everything you just outlined about Embiid, you could basically argue. Not Embiid, excuse me. Everything you outlined about Giannis,
right?
I mean, that's basically Michael Jordan. I mean,
but then what happened? But then what happens, Lo, is that we get a monkey wrench thrown in it because Joker wins the league MVP on a 6th place team, right? And then Russell Westbrook wins the league MVP on a 6th place team. So now what we're doing is we're changing this whole thing up. So now we're trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, which one is it? Does winning matter? Because winning obviously does not matter, because you're not going to sell me that a guy on a 6th place team is more valuable to his team's success than a guy who's on a 3rd or a 2nd place team. You can't sell me that. So when those kind of things happen, then the narrative gets screwed up, and then the idea of what the MVP gets screwed up as well.
Well, Fluent, I do have to say that. I mean, Chilltown, I do have to say this, and this is a little disagreement to what you just said. And I don't want to sound like I'm defending Jokic, but that one MVP, I think that him and Russ had something in common. They lost like one of their top players. So I think the media respected that. Well, no, I'm saying each of them lost one of their top players on that season. So what I'm saying is I think the media respected that those guys carried their teams without all the help, meaning that Jokic carried that team to a 6th seed and got to the playoffs without having Porter or old boy, the point guard. And then you're looking at
Murray and MPJ, sure.
Right. And then you look at a situation with Russ where they felt KD left, and then he went and put up a triple-double and carried that team to the playoffs. So I think that's the reason why more so they gave those guys the MVPs, because of how they carried their squads without the help, versus saying that this is the best player or this is the most valuable player in the game of basketball. I mean, because like I said, man, for me personally, if you look at it all across the board, I think that there's no way you can't say it's Giannis. If you're looking at it defensively, offensively, just every other way around, winning wise, every way around the board, he checks every single box. To me, Jokic don't check the winning box.
And that's,
he don't check the defense. He don't check
that's the problem. That's the problem with the MVP is that that's what we're saying. It's not.
No. But no. Listen, what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, okay. Old boy lost 2 guys. I understand he lost Michael Porter Jr. and he lost Murray. But Giannis lost for most of this season. Giannis didn't have Chris Middleton, who was the 2nd best player on the team. Elevated, Holiday into being an all-star again. He was a one-time all-star like 12 years ago. So it's the first all-star team he made in 12 years. And he helped elevate him to being an all-star. We don't give him enough credit for that, because Giannis's game opens up and allows Jrue Holiday to do what he does now. And then not only that, they went on a 16-game win streak without Bobby Portis, who was playing like the 6th man of the year. He was hurt that whole streak. So, and that was mainly Giannis putting up 40s, 50s, 35s with a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists, a lot of steals, stuff like that. So for me, man, I just think that if you're looking at all the boxes being checked, you can't go wrong with Giannis. If you're looking at
why isn't he the front runner. Because I agree with
you. Listen, because the NBA does not, because they don't want to. Here's the difference. Look at Embiid and look at Giannis. Embiid is more marketable than Giannis because Embiid does a lot of crazy stuff, puts himself out there. So the league, you don't want a guy being a 3-time MVP that you don't want to be the face of the league. That's the hypocrisy with Jokic, though. They're going to make a dude in Jokic who this dude don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what is the point? Like, for example,
for a second ticket, you had a shook for a second ticket. We thought you was showing Jokic some love.
No. I'm talking about for the other MVP is all I'm saying. I'm saying the one he won without those two guys. I'm cool. Okay, no problem. Even though I don't think, even though I think that Giannis could have won all of them, and nobody could have legitimately argued with that. I just think that guys like Mars and guys like Lowe, they praise a dude who do not give MVP effort on one side of the court. And
these 3 years, including these 3 years, should have been some combination of Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis. I don't think Embiid, because Giannis smoked out Embiid at the end of last year to end that conversation. Blocked this stuff at the rim, beat him last year, and beat him out. This year, everybody's ignoring. You got guys who don't make 6 seed, not making the playoffs. You have a guy who only played 58 games. Like the MVP winner
who only played 58 games?
But that's Bill Walton. Those are outliers. I don't want to. Those are not like
just like Russ and Jokic.
That's what I'm saying. But you have those guys winning, and then you have guys that aren't the best player, and that's what I'm just saying. It's not the best player, which is fine.
No, it's definitely not the best player award.
No, it's not. Now to Mars' point. I think that I look at Embiid exactly the way I look at Anthony Davis. I think that Philadelphia 76ers team, they're going to go as far as Joel Embiid takes them. And if he can hold up and he can play like I think he can play, whether when it's closer to the basket and in the mid post and in the mid range where he's the most effective, that means he's dominating. And if he's dominating, I think he could throw that team on his back and take them to the finals. The question is health wise, can he hold up?
You think you be honest?
I'm not sure he can hold up. That's the difference.
No. I ain't talking about no excuses. You think he could straight up beat Giannis in the Bucks full strength in the 7-game series?
If he was healthy, because I watched. Yes. If he's healthy, I already got the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA championship, and I got.
So you don't believe that? So you don't believe that?
I got Milwaukee.
You're picking the Bucks, but you say there's a chance the Sixers could pull it off.
I think that there's if Embiid is playing the way Embiid could play, but I don't think he's going to hold up. I think that's going to be the difference.
I'm saying if he's healthy. Hold on, chill. I'm saying if Embiid is healthy, and the Bucks are healthy, you think that Embiid can beat Giannis and them in a 7-game series? I want to get you a record right now.
I think it'll be a dogfight.
No, I didn't ask you that.
I think it'd be a dogfight. No, I don't think that they could beat them. No, I don't.
That's what I thought.
I don't think that they. But I think it'd be a dogfight, though. No question about that.
And guess what? Neither do Lowe and these guys either. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Lowe and them don't think. Lowe and Mars don't think. And you can put them on a lie detector right now. You can put the diamond tester on these hoes, and it'll start. The red button will blast their ass to New York. Ask them dudes, do they think that the Denver Nuggets and the almighty great Jokic can beat the Bucks and them in the 7-game series in the finals?
No.
What does that have to do with
Come up off the MVP talk then. Come up off that MVP talk. Because you're saying that because of Giannis. You're saying that because of Giannis.
No, I'm not. No.
It has nothing to do with the MVP.
The whole reason I don't think Denver will win
is
I don't think Denver can win, and I've given you the reasons why I don't think they can win many times. So
this dude, hold on. So this dude, he's the most valuable player in the league. 3-time MVP in your eyes.
Well,
but he can't beat the Greek. He can't beat the little old Greek freak.
Did you think Charles Barkley could beat Michael Jordan?
A lot of people did at that time. I didn't.
I'm asking. Okay, so you didn't. Okay. Did you think Karl Malone could beat Michael Jordan?
A lot of people did. I didn't.
Okay. Did you think Allen Iverson?
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying I thought
Allen Iverson could beat Shaq and Kobe.
No. Hold on. No, I didn't think Allen Iverson could beat Shaq and Kobe.
Okay. Did you think that Derrick Rose beat Miami?
Yeah.
A ticket low tapping on that jaw because
Derek Rose is better than LeBron in 2011. Hold on, stop right there. I did not think that they could beat them because Derrick Rose and them kicked their ass the whole season that year. So I didn't think that.
So hold on, ticket. Derrick Rose kicked their ass the whole season.
Derrick Rose gonna beat them every game.
I'm not done. Not only did they beat them every game, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, smoked them by 20. Are you going to sit here and say that Miami, you still thought that they could win that series?
Who, Miami?
No. Did you think that the Bulls would?
No, I thought Derrick Rose and the Bulls were going to win that series. Going into that series, I thought they would win that series.
So you have a series where LeBron was an underdog and he overcame the adversity.
No, I'm saying I thought they were going to win a series. No, I thought they were going to win a series. No, listen, I'm not saying that. He wasn't an underdog. Hold on. No. He wasn't an underdog. He was an underachiever because he had a super team. He had a super team. No. The reason why I picked against him because I don't believe in your king. I don't believe in the dude you get on your knees and worship.
He overcame a standard that you set for him, correct?
No.
It wasn't no standard I set for him.
Let me chime in here because I understand what you're saying. The reason that LeBron and his teams, I think after 2011, were often the underdog is because he showed that in moments when he should win, he couldn't. And so we're
talking about in 2011. We're talking about in 2011.
Right. He's going off what you saw in 2011.
In 2011, after getting swept in the finals, underachieving in 2009, underachieving in 2010, everyone thought he was just a choker, and so he couldn't carry his team past. So that's why they were the underdogs. That's what you're saying. That's why he was the underdogs because of his poor play.
But he overcame that. That's what you're saying.
In 2011,
when he beat Chicago, he overcame that.
What was it?
No. He had the super team. He the one saying not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
So then why did you think Chicago would win?
Because hold on, Bars. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. You said why do I think Chicago will win? Because I think that dude you get on your knees and praise every single night. I don't think he built like that, sucker.
I promise you, no one talks about LeBron James more than you.
I don't think he built like that.
No one here talks about LeBron James more than you.
Hold on.
One person talks about LeBron James.
You were wrong, though.
Fluent lightweight not low out with what he said because what Fluent said. Hold on, Fluent hit you with something that you ain't even feel yet. You'll feel it next week. But when he hit you with something you didn't feel yet. Hold on. What Fluent hit you with, low is he told you, and that shit should hurt your soul. He said the reason why people wasn't believing in them LeBron teams is because LeBron James wasn't doing his damn job. He wasn't the one showing up getting it done. Because guess what? Guess what, Lo? Guess what? Legend of losing. Guess what? If LeBron would have came up and get his damn job against the Dallas Mavericks in that first NBA Finals, guess what, sucker? Then everybody else would have picked them in all them other finals because they would have said this boy too cool for school. He too cold. Indiana, baby. You better believe it.
Because you get picked, that doesn't mean you're gonna win. Just so you know.
No. We're not doing this, Chilltown. Chilltown. He put a super team. Chilltown. This man put
the conference championship. The New York Knicks were favored to beat the Chicago Bulls, who have won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons. Just because
I don't give a hold on.
Does not mean that you're
I don't give a damn. Hey, hold on. I don't give a damn.
You are on.
I don't give a damn.
Check on LeBron James. We were talking about Joker. Let's get on.
I don't give a damn. Hey, look. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if the Temptations was picked to beat his ass. I'm gonna tell you something like this, sucker. The bottom line is they wasn't, like Fluent said, they wasn't picked because the voters didn't believe that he was built like that, sucker. Now put that in pipe.
In that Chicago series, he did get 23-8 from Bosch, who shot 60% from the field and 91% from the free throw line, to his 25-8. So he did have.
I know, but we
say one guy overcame.
No, but we knew he was going to have help.
That's right.
We knew that already.
And let's make sure that
your ticket still chose Chicago.
No, because he underachieved.
LeBron wasn't.
Because he underachieved. He underachieved. Yes, he underachieved.
So LeBron overcame the odds, correct?
No, it wasn't no odds he overcame. When they started out the season, hold on, Lo. When they started out the season, Lo, The Miami Heat will pick the winning championship, right or wrong, Fluent?
I'm asking you, though. We're asking you.
They were consistent pick to win the championship, right? And the reason why people were picking Chicago going into that series is because the dude that you get down on your knees for a legend of losing couldn't get it done. He wasn't enough to get the bill done.
Wait. Were people picking Chicago to beat the Heat?
I don't know. I don't think
I don't remember.
They were picked to beat the Heat going into that series because they had beat them every game that season.
Fine. Let's say this is what it was. So that means that LeBron overcame the odds.
He did not overcome. How he overcome odds when he failed?
No, he won. He didn't fail in that series.
Hold on, Lo. I'm gonna say this again, Lo. Before this season, the Warriors were picked to go back and win a championship again. The Warriors have failed. So if the Warriors go to the playoffs and they beat a bad team in the first round, don't mean they overcame. No.
But the Bulls were not a bad team.
Hold on. No, you're not hearing me. Hold on. Let me give you an example. Hold on. Let me give you an example.
Lo, you're right. LeBron overcame the Bulls to show his true colors in the finals against the Mavericks. You're right.
And if you want to say that, fine. But then if you're saying that, the point I'm
making, that's not what this was about. We were talking about the Chicago Bulls series. That's what we were talking about.
I stand with picking on Tuesdays, and I stand with Chill on Thursday.
The problem is that, again, the MVP you bringing up what somebody did in the postseason is irrelevant. There's several players who nobody not think was going to beat another player in the postseason run, and they still inevitably won the MVP. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. The MVP is a regular. Not nasty. The MVP is a regular. The MVP is a regular season.
I can see right now you like to eat with your fingers. You're a very nasty dude, bro. You a very nasty dude, bro. Use a fork. Use a fork. That's nasty, Lo. That's nasty, Lo.
Some things are finger foods.
No, he know what he's doing. Nah, he know. No, Lo knows what he's doing. The show called Lo knows. He knows what he's doing. He captain. That's what he's doing. LeBron James. Hold on.
I eat wings with my fingers, but spaghetti and meatballs I got use my fork.
Hey, Bobby. So you picked the winning championship before the season. Your regular season don't go how it was supposed to go because you underachieved. Now we supposed to give you a cookie because you beat a team that you was already supposed to pick to beat before the season started. The hell out of here, man.
So let me answer that, Ticket. My thing about like preseason predictions is so finicky though. Like just because
he picked it. Hold on, no, Bob. He picked it, Bob. He got up on the stage and said, "How many? What he said? Fluent? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5."
Where's Crunch right now?
It is, Doc. It is. No doubt about it.
All I'm saying is the MVP is the regular season award. Karl Malone won an MVP while being on one of the worst stretches of postseason history at that point. He still won in terms of all-time greats. In terms of all-time greats, he did not have Karl Malone did not have a good regular season run when he won his first MVP, and they still gave it to him because it's a regular season.
At the end of the day, I cannot live with an NBA that gives Jokic 3 straight MVPs. Sorry. He's not.
Generational talent.
That's crazy. I think he is a generational talent.
And when them dudes get smoked in the second round, Lowe's gonna go to his channel, Legend of Winning or the Finish Line. He's gonna go to his channel and make us some capping ass excuse to why they lost again. We already know what you're gonna do.
I want to know, Lo. Let's say hypothetically they do lose.
You can't win 3 MVPs in a row.
That's right, young fella. Let them know what it is.
Hey, yo, Fluent.
He scared the crap out of me.
You see that? Come back and give me a flex, Fluent.
Oh, hey, yo, Fluent Junior, come here.
Fluent.
You gotta give out the flex.
I just need one of these little Fluent.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to jump.
Wait, what would you say?
The problem.
I want to know maybe what can be explained. Like so Ticket said that if they lose, you're gonna go on your channel and make excuses. So I don't want to say excuses, but what
They're
reasons?
probably gonna lose because of defense, like defensively.
But they vote this guy's MVP. Look at the hypocrisy.
It's a regular season award.
I don't give a damn. Hold on, Bobby. I'm gonna say this again. Don't nobody want to call Low out for this shit. They love Low. They clap for Low. They run behind Low. They jockstrap sniff for Low. I ain't jockstrap sniffing for no man because we all equal. So the bottom line is that Low sorry ass is a capper and he's a goddamn liar. He's gonna come to his channel when they get smoked out in the second round and make all kind of excuses how they've been a bad defensive team all year long, middle of the pack. how Jokic and them was overrated, he wasn't that good, but his ass will go to the polls.
I'm not going to say Jokic is overrated.
He's bad.
He's overrated.
He's sad.
Overrated.
So if he lose in the second round after being the first seed, that's not being overrated?
So you think?
No. Answer that question.
Giannis was overrated?
If he loses,
overrated?
Hold on. No. I'm asking you a question.
No, I don't.
If you are the first seed and you lose in the second round, that's not the definition of being overrated?
No, because depending on who they matching up with, I don't know who they matching up with.
I don't give a damn. I don't lottie dotty everybody. I don't give a damn.
So Giannis is overrated.
Round, huh?
So Giannis is overrated?
When? What are you talking about?
In 2020, he won an MVP and a DPOY, and they lost in the second round.
Yes. Hold on. That year, yes. Yes. That year, yes.
He got hurt.
He got hurt, but they was already They was already getting smoked out before he got hurt. They was getting smoked out before he got hurt.
If he stays healthy, Miami beats them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when he came back, even though he killed them before he got hurt again, he had like 18, 19 the first quarter of the game. Before he got hurt again, he came back like a G. They was already on the way to getting beat that series. So
everyone up here agrees Denver aren't going to win.
No, but
everyone up here believes that.
And that's my problem with y'all.
They're not getting out the West, Mars.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees.
I think everybody agrees with that.
So why is he the MVP then?
Because it's a regular season award. We keep saying the
right.
Same
No.
thing.
I'm saying you two buffoons are sitting up here saying that y'all know that he's going to fail.
Yes.
Y'all know this, right? Yep. So we've seen all season long, they've been a middle of the pack defensive team. We've seen teams exploit Jokic in the defense, in the pick and roll. We've seen him exploit him having a guards and other slashers getting to the cup. But y'all gonna still sit up here and say, yeah, we still gonna vote him as the most valuable player in the NBA.
Because it's a regular season award.
But but based off what y'all dudes are sick, man. This is disgusting.
Nobody gives the award.
Yo, Ticket, we don't make the rules, Ticket.
I'm not gonna lie. If Jokic didn't win last year and this was just gonna be his second MVP, we wouldn't be having this many discussions about it
at all. Actually,
it's because he's going to win 3 straight that everyone is this angry about it.
Especially if it was his first one. If it was his first one,
I think he'd win it. If he didn't win it last year, he'd win it this year.
That's the whole reason why everyone has a problem.
Man. I can't get down with that, bro. I can't get down with it. Y'all know he's gonna fail.
I don't think so.
Because I do believe that just being human though, and knowing it's supposed to be a regular season award, but being human and just not being able to separate that and knowing that he has failures in the postseason, I think that should take into account just from a human standpoint, because we don't
took it into account with Giannis. They took it into account with Giannis when Giannis won them MVPs and got smoked. What they said, Fluent, they took it into account with Giannis. Every last one of them.
One voter took it into account.
No, a lot of them did.
No. Whoa, one voter admitted it. That's a difference. One voter admitted it.
Okay.
Now, does that mean other voters didn't think it too?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. One admitted it.
If we didn't know, then
and let's be honest, those voters talk. We know that they talk. So if one person admitted it, there was probably a conversation. And here's how I know, because you know that a lot of them were talking this year and say, it's close between these guys, but we really like Jokic. He's a good guy.
And that's what he's going to say.
Why did Karl Malone win his after coming off of egregiously bad postseason runs? Why?
It was a different time and different voters.
Okay, why did LeBron win his in 2012 after he was terrible in 2011?
Voters.
Okay, why did Westbrook win his after just blowing a 3-1 lead?
Because KD
different voters.
I'm getting closer and closer, and it's still
that's the reality of it. Different. It's different voters all the time.
I also
don't think it's that much different.
I also think too that Ticket is predicating Joker winning the league MVP. He's matching this guy up with other all-time great bigs. That's what the biggest problem. And I'm having that problem too, because if this guy would have won the league MVP for 3 straight years, now I got to start talking about him like I talk about Larry Bird, who was no question about it.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. That's true. If you just did what I did and understood that these accolades don't mean much.
But I have to listen to that though.
But
not only do I have to listen to that, I got to listen to y'all dudes talk to me like this guy is as good as Olajuwon. He's as good as Ewing. He's as good as all of these other guys because of what he did. And the reason why is because he won the league MVP.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yo, Lo, there's no
people doing that. There's people doing that. No. We all know Hakeem is just a much better player.
Hakeem is a better player. That's not even close. But let's be clear. There's like, for example, Jerry West won 0 MVPs. He won 0 MVPs. I think most of us have him as top 15 or top 20 player. So like D Wade never won an MVP. Most of us have him like a top 25 to top 30 player at worst, right?
But the reason why D Wade didn't win an MVP is because he joined LeBron James, and they made that fake rule and said that you can't win an MVP on a super team, but they let LeBron win. They let LeBron They let LeBron win too. They let LeBron win too. They let LeBron win too, but didn't let KD win any with the Warriors. Those are facts.
Because KD didn't deserve the MVP. Okay, well,
God dang on that.
LeBron was not better than KD.
How did KD deserve in 2017, 2018, or 2019? How did KD deserve the MVP?
Man, he was better than your babyface assassin.
Steph didn't win the MVP either.
I didn't say that. I said he was.
How did KD deserve the MVP?
Player. He was the best player on the best team.
Well, in 2017 they were the best team. In 2018 they were not the best team.
Right, right. So I'm going to the years for you, sir. But hold on.
No. Let me finish. Go to the years.
By the season,
hold on. Mars. My whole point to y'all is this, bro. And this is why I don't respect you and Lowe's take.
Your point changes the moment that you get questioned.
No. My point is this, bro. You and Lowe are disgusting, and you guys are nasty, sick individuals. You the type of dudes that go to the Golden Corral buffet and eat with your fingers in the buffet and don't even use a fork. Y'all nasty like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? You up there with them. I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you something. See, this is the part that y'all kill me in. You guys, y'all devalue a whole half of the basketball. So everybody on this panel right here, we know by far, Giannis and Embiid are way better defenders than Jokic. Mm-hmm. But you guys are eliminating that from y'all's mind. We don't care about it.
No, we're not. We all acknowledge it.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Regardless of how you feel on offense, whether you feel Jokic is ahead of them or behind them, you feel like it's close between all three of them. But you feel like on defense, it ain't close. But you'll still go out here and say,
no, you're incorrect. No.
I do not
think Jokic. Yes, I do.
You think Jokic is close defensively?
No. Offensively, the way you said, I think the gap is small. No, I do not.
Hold on. You don't think Joel Embiid is close to Jokic offensively?
Nope.
Y'all dudes don't, man. Boy.
What?
No.
Jokic is substantially better offensively.
Hey, hold on, Chilltown. Do y'all hear this? They said they don't think that Joel Embiid is close to Jokic offensively, bro.
I think there's a noticeable gap.
Overall, as an offensive player, Joel Embiid is here and Joker is here. Is that the logic?
I think it's a
when I say something isn't close, I don't think you can make a sound argument for Embiid being better offensively than Jokic. I don't think you can make an argument that would be valid for why Embiid is better offensively than Jokic.
Offensively, overall.
Yes. I would love to hear the argument. If someone can make the argument, I'd listen. But I don't think.
Well, which gap is closer though? Offense or defense?
Oh, the offensive gap is closer than the defensive gap.
Without doubt.
100%.
But
hold on, Ticket. I want you to, you know what I'm saying? I understand the basketball, but don't do my guys like that, eating that golden.
Hold on.
No,
I don't even know what that is.
Hold on, Bob. I'm going with him. The difference between me and them is I'm using a damn fork and a spoon. They ass walking up there with their hands being nasty and stuff like that. That's what the hell they do.
You're saying
if someone wants to make the argument, I'd listen. If someone wants to make the argument, I would listen.
Hey, listen. This man just sat up here without no reaction, Dub. Because Dub, that's your reputation, Dub. That's you and Open Gym's reputation.
I'm trying to hear Chilltown's take.
Yeah, I want to hear someone make the argument.
You heard Mars' take, and your candy ass said nothing.
And Chilltown about to say something. I want to hear him say something.
Yeah, I think Chill's going to make the argument for why Embiid is better than Jokic. I want to listen.
Not better, close.
So Joker is the primary ball handler for the Denver Nuggets, right? So with Joker being the primary ball handler, he's also their primary distributor.
Yes.
Now, Philadelphia already got a primary distributor and ball handler. However, Joel Embiid does take the ball off the bat. Joel Embiid also takes the ball off the rim and goes with it. And he also distributes. He doesn't distribute like Joker, but he does pass. Add that to the fact that when he comes down in transition, plays in the mid-range, knocks down the mid-range, not only knocks down the mid-range, gets to the basket with the best of them, not only gets to the basket with the best of them, creates fouls on your big guy, which opens up the offense even more for James Harden, for Tobias Harris, for Maxey to get to the basket, not only to get to the basket, to knock down open shots. Very similar to what Joker doing when he's going downhill and beating up on big guys and getting them in foul trouble and having second unit guys come on, which now opens up the offense for these guys even more. So now when I think about Joel Embiid, when he plays in the mid-range offensively, passing out of the double team, no, he doesn't pass it as good. He's not a better passer. He's not a better passer than Joker, but he does pass out of the double team, right? When he's in the post, when he's in the post and dominating in the post. So we're talking about a guy who overall offensively, I don't think it's a huge gap, but I do think I think it's a lot closer than you give him credit for.
I just think it's a clear gap, though.
Why is it? I don't understand why it's a clear gap. You still haven't told me anything other than I think it's a clear gap.
Marge, you want to?
It can't just be because I said so. That's not.
Yeah, I said so.
Not
an answer.
No, I need a collective answer from both of you guys. I need you guys to like.
Mark, you
I'll say why I think.
Doubles and free throw.
If Jokic is a 10, where is Embiid? If Jokic is a 10 offensively,
if Jokic is a 10 offensively, Embiid's like a 8.5.
That's close, Mars.
No, it's not. No, that's not close.
It's closer. But it's closer. Their point. This all started.
Yes, it is closer than the defense. Yes, I agree. But I don't think it's close offensively.
A 1.5 difference is not.
Yeah, because you put it on a scale of 1 to 10. If I said 1,000 to 850, it seems a lot bigger now.
Their whole point.
That's the same numbers.
I still haven't heard of reason why.
I wanted to explain, then I got asked another question.
I'm sorry, Mars. Go ahead, Mars.
Okay, so
is this why you guys broke up?
Y'all let him get it off.
This is why.
Dub, don't listen, man.
The reason why I think Jokic is a substantially better offensive player, the playmaking. I'll start with the playmaking.
Okay.
Clears him as a passer. It's not even close. Jokic is in all-time generational passer levels. Joel Embiid still struggles passing out of the post when a double comes to him. They're not even in the same stratosphere. The reason why Joel Embiid has to operate around the free throw line a lot more is so he can map the court and see who's coming around him, and so he can see these doubles materialize. Because when his back is to the basket, he still isn't comfortable making those reads. That is why Doc Rivers has put him in positions where he can operate more freely and see the court better. Jokic doesn't have those flaws. He can operate from any part of the floor and map the court and find his teammates, whether that's them cutting. Yes, whether that's them cutting, whether that's them wide open, whether that's them under the rim, whatever. Jokic can do that from any spot on the floor.
Absolutely.
Hold on, Tom. Keep going.
I said nothing.
Now when we talk about them off the ball, Joel Embiid is a lot more static without the ball unless he's in the pick and roll action with James Harden. And once again, he will flash to the free throw line and then operate there with 4 people around him. He's a lot more static when the ball isn't around him. Whereas with Nikola Jokic, he's setting screens, he's operating dribble handoffs, his time of possession is much lower. He gets rid of the ball much quicker and then he's moving and finding someone else. The offense is always moving around him, finding it much easier for people to get open. And if the first play breaks down, the first action breaks down, there's a second action right after that. With the Philadelphia 76ers, it's a lot more stagnant because Joel Embiid holds the ball a lot more than Jokic does. And that will ultimately slow down what they can produce in my opinion in the postseason and the regular season. The reason why I think that's a problem is because we know in the postseason, if your first action breaks down and you don't have a backup, that ultimately will hurt your team. Jokic and the Nuggets don't have that problem because there's constant actions always going, and that's because of Jokic's ability to get off the ball quickly and make a new play happen.
I think that's largely, but I think that's largely due to the way the offense is set up. That has nothing to do with. I think that's
largely to be able to do.
It's system.
I think a system is built around the player's skill set, and I think
because he has that
Jokic can process the floor. Jokic can process much faster than Embiid can process.
So do you value playmaking or scoring more, or do you have them equal?
I value it's literally just whatever brings the value. If someone can bring more value as a scorer than someone else brings as a playmaker, it depends on the player. For example, Steve Nash brought a ton of playmaking value.
No, let's use these two guys. Do you value playmaking? Because if you value scoring more than playmaking,
I value both, but it depends. The impact Embiid brings as a scorer is all-time great as a center. Right. The value Jokic brings as a scorer is also elite. It's not on Embiid's level because of the volume. But then when you look at the efficiency of Jokic and the way he's able to get to the rim at will, despite being a slow, bumbly mess getting to the rim, but he seems to get there all the time. His floater game is elite. His post game is elite. I've said I believe he has better footwork than Embiid, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my opinion. Then I'm looking at his. Hold
on. You said Jokic got better footwork than Embiid?
Hold on.
I said I believe that, but if you disagree, that is fine because I'm not going to argue between the two best footwork people in the NBA. So I'm not
and the pressure he puts on the defense and putting them into foul trouble. Do you? I hold weight to that because I think the ability to put not only bigs in foul trouble but make it so that teams have to be more hesitant with their matchups with Joel Embiid is a so this is why
we've seen with Jokic. Now teams are starting to put wings on Jokic instead of bigs.
Right. So they want to play off his pass. You see the word clears.
You can't do that with Embiid.
Problem then, right? Because you got a guy who clears in scoring 10 more points per game. Yes, Jokic is a better playmaker and ball handler. Agreed.
And off ball player and offensive rebounder.
Difference in scoring and pressure and fouls that he creates keeps them close. I'm not even saying one's better than the other, but I'm saying the fact that you say clears. I think again, I value
your argument would have to be so heavily based on scoring.
Hey, look,
and I don't agree.
These two dudes said it's not even close, but Giannis averaged more points. Giannis averaged more rebounds. Giannis averages almost half the assists. He averaged around almost 6 assists, and he accounts for a lot of his own team's offense. And not only are they one of the better offensive teams in the league, they're one of the better defensive team in the league as well because of him. Because of Giannis.
Yes, we agreed with the defense.
No. I said offense too. Because he generates
their offense is ranked around where Denver's defense is ranked.
Giannis generates offense for everybody else on that team.
No, but that's their offense is ranked right around where Denver's defense is ranked.
No, you're not hearing me though. I'm saying
I'm hearing you. You said they're one of the best offenses in the league.
Hold on. That's you're cherry picking. That's because they've had injuries this year to some of the key guys. So when you're in and out,
that's what you said.
No, you're not hearing me.
That's what you said though. That's not cherry picking. I'm literally
No. I'm saying you're giving an actual number, but I'm telling you what it is when they have their guys out there. If you look at it from when they have their guys out there on the court this season, Middleton, Holiday, him, and Portis, you'll see a different number. I'm saying this. All I'm saying.
How certain are you of that?
He's right. He's right, but he doesn't. No.
Hold on. I'm saying this to you. Giannis generates damn near he's damn near the offense for the Milwaukee Bucks. Damn near. This is facts, right? For him and his teammates getting off, right? So he's that, and him and Brook Lopez are the anchors defensively for the team. So, but let's stay on offense. He's one of the top 5 in scoring. So he's higher in scoring. He's one of the top 5 in rebounding. He's top 5 in efficiency in the entire NBA as well.
Jokic second in the league in rebounding.
And not only that, like I said, he averages close to 6 assists per game. That's not shabby. That's 4 off of Jokic. So my point is that you guys saying that this thing is, he's far elite of an offensive player. Well, we can take some of the points that Jokic generates and put that with Giannis's points that he actually averages. The same way you guys try to say, Jokic doesn't average more because he gets more assists and generates more points. Well, you can look at that both ways because Giannis generates a lot of points too.
Plus Mars.
No. Jokic is just a better offensive. I don't know why we even. I don't know what we're struggling about.
The reason why we're struggling with this is
arguing two different things.
Right.
Mars. My bad. Let me say something because what Mars is arguing is something that nobody's arguing against. Nobody's arguing that Jokic is a better offensive player. What they're arguing is that the gap isn't that far. The number range that Mars just gave me 8.5 to a 10. Like I said, Jokic could be comfortably better offensively 100%, but the bar is not that far off. And this all started because Ticket was alluding to the defensive gap between the two. They're closer offensively than the defensive gap, right? If
nobody argued that,
I really have something to address with that statement. Can I just
but low, you guys are arguing something completely different.
No, that's right. Can I, Dub? Are you?
Go ahead.
I hate. It's not something that Dub is just doing. It's something I hear a lot. The idea that if the defensive gap is closer than the offensive gap, that means that, that would mean the other guy is better or is close. No, because if someone is transcendent on one side of the ball, like Jokic is on offense or Steph Curry is on offense or LeBron James was on offense, you can be substantially worse on defense, But if you're comparing that to someone who's not transcendent on defense, like Embiid, he's a good defender. He's not transcendent. So even though the gap is technically smaller, one is playing at an all-time transcendent level. If let's say Jokic is, I'm not saying he is. Let's say Jokic is literal perfection offensively. You can't go higher than a 10. Let's just say he's a 10. He's perfect. Correct. If someone else is an 8.5, yes, by the numbers, that's only 1.5 difference. But in order to get up, like how else would I explain it? Getting up by 1.5 is not the same from going from 5.5 to 7 as it is from 8.5 to 10. They're both 1.5, but going from 5.5 to a 7 is much easier than getting from an 8.5 to a 10.
It's more exponential, or is like,
yes. The growth is not. It doesn't just. It's not linear growth. It's not 8.5. No, it takes a lot more.
So it's not 15%. It's not percent. It's exponential.
Yes, it takes a lot more to go from an 8.5 to a 10 than it does to go from a 5 to a 6.
Now, Mars.
That's why I hate that idea.
That math skee ball, I can get behind.
You can get behind that.
I can get behind that.
That's the biggest issue I have when people. That's the biggest issue I have when people say that. That's all I'm saying.
You serious? Hold on, Bob. You serious? You wrote. Hold on, Bob.
Wait.
You really think?
Hold on.
No. I'm saying no, Bob. Biggest big man and big man. Bob. This 6'9" versus 6'9". This 6'9" versus 6'9", Bob. So Bob, right? So 1-on-1 in the post, no help. Bob. So you really agreeing with these guys when they saying that you think is that big of an offensive gap with Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis?
The stipulation you just put out is 1-on-1, no help.
You don't agree with that. So hold on, Bobby. You don't agree with that, right?
I don't agree with that.
That's all I want to know.
Only thing I agree with is what Mars was saying, that if we're all down here with the defense, it's closer than it is with somebody that's stat high offensively. I understand what Mars is saying. I don't think that Jokic is that much better offensively than Joel, though. I strongly disagree with that.
Now Mars, Mars, your logic again with what you just brought. You brought a lot of logic because your stance sounds like Joker being again a generational passer, right? Joker being a generational passer in an offense which is suited more toward his skill set, right? Which is suited more toward his skill set. So with that being said, if I'm not mistaken, when you talk about all-time great, I mean, Joel Embiid, if this offense is suited more toward his skill set, he's the first center since Shaquille O'Neal, which is over 20 years ago, to lead the league in scoring more than once, right? Mm-hmm. So that would also be at an all-time level. Which would be
it's generational, not all-time. I see what you're saying.
Well,
the scoring from a center, he's all-time scorer.
And, I agree. Right. So him being an all-time scorer from a center and Joker being an all-time passer from a center.
No. From a player.
No, from a player. He's an all-time passer from a player.
No. Oh my God, this is where
he is.
Ain't nobody gonna say like it's a bunch of jabronis running around YouTube saying ticket is crazy, but y'all listen to this foolishness. This man is.
That's where y'all.
Wait, so are you guys trying to tell me that Jokic isn't an all-time great passer?
No, I'm not saying that.
Like he's saying.
No, absolutely
that's what we're saying. That's
literally what was just being said.
That's what we're saying.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it's a question. I do think I think he's one of the best passers, especially as a big man. I think he's one of the best.
No. Do you think he's one of the best passers? Period.
Okay.
Could you name 15 people who passed?
Hold on, Chilltown. Where you got him at? You said period. Where
Mars?
Could you name 15 people who pass the ball better than Jokic?
If you give me some time,
Pete Maravich. To me, John Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, Chris Paul, LeBron James. Let me finish. Rajon Rondo. Let me finish.
J-Kid.
He already said J-Kid.
Hold on, I got him.
Magic Johnson. You ever said Magic?
Arvidas Sabonis. Hold on. Arvidas Sabonis. I ain't finished with it yet. Hold on, I'm not finished with you yet. Hold on. Arvidas Sabonis. Mark Jackson. I'm not finished with you yet. Hold on. Mark, don't. Y'all gonna disrespect the great Mark Jackson?
No, carry on.
Mark Jackson.
Don't forget. Ticket. Don't forget.
Hold on. Y'all ain't know who Mark Jackson was?
No.
Y'all ain't know who Mark Jackson was?
Carry on.
Y'all, hold on, Lo. You would disrespect Mark Jackson like that?
Carry on.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I think you're at 8.
Wait, hold on, Ticket. Don't. Not only are Venus Sabonis, but DeMontis Sabonis too.
Listen. Hold on. I'm gonna keep. Hey, hold on. This is the problem. We can't have no real conversation because they'll disrespect a legend like Mark Jackson and act like he wasn't a great passer.
No. Carry on. You're at Ticket. You're at 8 names. Ticket. You're at 8 names.
No, hold on. You agree? Hold on. You agree with them? No, I'm not out of names. I'm saying, hold on. You agree with them on Mark Jackson? Chill.
He was a top 15 passer
about Mark Jackson.
No, hell
no, I don't agree with that. Mark Jackson is a top 15 passer. No question.
No. I ain't saying that. I'm saying you agree with them when they said that Jokic is a better passer than Mark Jackson.
No.
Okay, can we carry on? You're at 8 names. Can we carry on?
Hey, Lo, don't lean back, Lo.
You are at 8 names. You are at 8 names. Can you carry on?
Hold on.
We need more names.
We need more names.
Lo, do not lean back, Lo.
We need more names.
Can you carry on with your names? Carry on.
Let's keep going. Hold on, Lo. Let's keep going, Lo. Let's keep going. Hold on, Lo. Let's keep going, right? So I said Rajon Rondo, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also,
say Magic Johnson. You haven't said Magic Johnson yet.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna save him. Don't worry. Don't even say Magic yet. Don't say because I can use Magic last.
If he didn't say Magic, we gotta take because I counted.
No. I'm saying hold Magic. Hold on, dog.
Okay,
hold Magic for last.
It's seven.
Don't use Magic right now. Don't use Magic right now.
Okay, you have 7 names. Then.
You haven't said Steve Nash yet either.
Hold on. How many names we got yet? How many names we got right now?
You have 7.
All right. Throw Steve Nash in there right now.
There you go. 8.
Okay. Hold on. You can also. Don't. Jason Williams.
Bird.
Okay, that's 9. That's
all right. So hold on. Let's keep going. So we got Jay Williams. We also got
Isaiah.
I would put Oscar Robertson up there.
10.
Right. Also,
Bird.
Man, the hell with these clowns. Hold on. The hell with these clowns. Russell Westbrook.
I know no one else agrees, but 11. Carry on. 11. You're at 11. You're at 11. Carry on.
Hey, hold on. Why I said that? He's one of the most underrated passers in NBA history. While we talking.
That's
while we're talking.
11.
Y'all talk about the turnover.
No, Ticket is fine. You're at 11.
Hey, Russell Westbrook.
You're at 11. Give us 4 more.
All right, let's keep going. Okay. Chris Webber.
Thank you.
Chris Webber.
12.
Chris Webber.
12.
Chris Webber.
You're at 12.
Hey, hold on. I'm being honest. Chris Webber could do the same thing Jokic could do with the ball on offense. You don't believe me? Go back and watch them Sacramento.
12. We need more names. You're at 12.
All right, so 12. Let's see. Also got. I ain't gonna put Marcus Gasol up there. I'll go with Larry Bird. That's cool. I go with Larry Bird.
That's 13.
That's cool. That's 13, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So all I need is one more because I ain't say Magic yet.
Yeah, you need one more.
All I need is one more.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conley.
Hey, bro. I ain't gonna say Mike Conley. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna go. Hey, look. I'm gonna go. Gary Payton.
You missed Rod Strickland.
I ain't gotta go to Rod Strickland. Hold on. I'm going GP. And listen. And I left off Steve Nash.
No, you didn't. You said Steve Nash.
The last one. Oh, we said Steve Nash. Okay, well, I left off Magic Johnson. That's 15, and Magic Johnson's 1 to me. Magic Johnson's like 1 to me, right?
Magic Johnson was the 15th name.
Right. Hold on. No, but he's like 1 to me. I just saved him for last.
Okay. But you had 15 names. You said 15.
Well, hold on. I can legitimately give you
Morris Cheeks, Andre Miller.
No.
How many more could you give? How many more could you give?
Hey, Fluent. Here's the thing these guys don't understand. They laughed at 2 names I said. They laughed at 2 names. They laughed at Mark Jackson. They laughed at Mark Jackson, which was very disrespectful because Mark Jackson from the New York Knicks and the Pacers, Mark Jackson, one of the greatest passers that ever played the game of basketball. That's fact.
He's not. Nobody.
I actually said that on Open Gym.
You laughed at disrespect my name, and also Chris Webber. And I'm gonna tell you something. And this is very honest to everybody who know basketball. Anybody that watched Chris Webber, especially in his King days, everybody know how great of a passer Chris Webber was. If you put Chris Webber in this Denver Nugget offense right now, he'd average around 9 or 10 assists a game.
That's
the way he passed the ball.
That's great. That still doesn't make him a better passer.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Lo. Chris Webber can't make the passes Jokic made?
Sorry to tell you that it's not.
Hold on. No. Wait. I want to answer that question. Chris Webber make the passes Jokic make?
Say it. Two people talking.
Chris Webber. Hold on, Bob. Can Chris Webber make the passes Jokic make?
Hey, Ron, I got to bounce, brother.
Jokic make?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Say it again.
LeBron,
No, I'm asking, can Chris Webber make the passes Jokic make?
Fellas, take it light.
I mean, as often I don't think so. As often I don't believe so. As often I don't believe so.
Easily. So you don't think Chris Webber can make the same passes as him? That's what you saying?
Not as often as Jokic does. No.
No.
Chris Webber was an all-around better basketball player than Jokic, bro.
Bro, I ain't even saying he was. He was better than Jokic.
Crazy.
He was better than Jokic. Hey, Bob. The disrespect is crazy, Chilltown. What he did with that team, what he did with that Kings team, you put that Kings team in this era, man, boy.
Look, Jamal Murray, Mike Malone, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, they wish they had Chris Webber instead of Jokic.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know about that. I don't know. He got to stay healthy.
Have you seen? Except if you have no timeouts left, then
have you seen Jokic? Have you seen Jokic live, low? Have you seen Jokic live, low?
No, I want to, but not live. No.
You should go watch him.
When you go watch him live, there's nothing transcendent about it.
Your opinion will change.
I promise you. I'm serious. Like watching him live is different because his impact isn't. It's not even felt sometimes, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. Watching them play.
What game did you watch him?
He watched Toronto. I watched the Sixers game versus Embiid last.
Well, that's a bad game to watch.
Why is that a bad game to watch? He's playing.
It's one of his worst. On the other side, if I watch the Hawks, if I watch him play the Hawks, which the team that tends to play small at times, he probably will feel way more dominant because it's a smaller team.
No, Lo, because that's not even. You can have a bad game and still have your impact felt, Lo.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is like you're using games that might have been just one of his worst games.
No, I'm just saying, Lo, you can have a bad game and still have your impact felt.
I'm not arguing that either. I'm just saying,
we want to see what he does against the greats. We want to see what he does against the other best talent in the league.
Yeah, I don't want to see him against Detroit and Wiseman. I want to see him against.
Telling me to watch him against the Hawks. That's what he's telling me to do.
No, I'm telling you, just go watch him. That's all.
Why would you watch him against? Is that you live in Atlanta?
Low, it's not.
You're telling me to go see him against the Hawks. Like, what's that mean?
No, drive
somewhere. Hey, Bob. You see these? Hey, Bob, and this is the problem right here, Bob. You see these buffoons in the comment section saying me and you are casuals. We the ones that actually play basketball. That was wrong with you, man. We the ones that actually play ball.
That's because
that doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
That don't mean
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Playing basketball doesn't mean you know basketball because Gilbert Arenas is proof of that.
Facts.
And Kendrick Perkins.
But wait a second, the Fluent. Because you know what, Fluent? I want to speak on that, Fluent. I really do. And I'm happy you're here, Dub. Because you're the one who called me out on this time and time again. And I want to say this in low. Once again, I didn't mean no disrespect earlier. And I don't mean no disrespect now. But the thing about that is this. When you watch basketball, it's different because sometimes, like, so for instance, I'm gonna just try to keep it real simple. Yeah. There's certain things that you have to have been through to understand the significance of. Like when certain I'm gonna keep it generic. Like when people say Kevin Durant, oh, he's not strong, I could post him up or this and that. Unless you've been on the block and understand that everybody that doesn't look strong can be strong. Unless you've been in pick and roll situations, unless you've been in some of these situations, it's hard to really understand it. It's hard to really understand certain situational things in basketball. So I get what you're saying. Like anybody that plays ball doesn't necessarily mean that they know ball. Because I play ball with a bunch of dummies. But with that being said, though, if you haven't been in certain situations, it's hard for you to relate to that just by watching or checking the
stats. I forget who it was.
You eliminate that. That's the part they eliminate.
Small guard.
They eliminate that part. They eliminate the part where when you on the court, you see things and you feel things that they can't see and feel. The same way when I talk about Eric, Bob,
It's different if I got to get hit every possession versus me playing in an area where we ain't touching nobody. That's a big difference. That's a big difference on toll, on punishment, a big difference on stamina, a big difference, a lot of things that these guys don't take into equation. And you can't take into equation if you ain't never played the game. Because I'm going to say it like this, and I'm pretty sure Fluent can tell you the same thing. I thought I knew about basketball until you go to another level, and then you say, damn, I really don't know the game. I'm learning something else every single time. I'm pretty sure Fluent learns something new every single day in the game. And he ain't played how many years?
No, listen. One thing I'll say to what Bob said. To what Bob said quickly. I forget who it was. I wish I could remember if it was like Jamal. Shoot. Anyways, he said I looked at John Stockton and I thought, here's just this little dude, and I'm gonna take advantage of him. And I tried to post him up, and I had no idea how strong that dude was, and I had no chance against him. And I'll find you the clip and I'll send it to you, because you're gonna say, who said that? It was a superstar of later on in John Stockton's career. So you don't know until you try to do that. To Ticket's point, I was the best on my team. And then I went to the University of Kentucky and had to play against Rex Chapman, Kenny Walker, Anthony Edwards, Tony Delk, and Roderick Rhodes. And I realized, oops, I need to get way better. So when you take that next step, I agree with what Ticket said. All of those things are true, but to the point of Bob was saying, again, you have to go watch games because you're going to see stuff that you don't see on TV. And I gave this example to you guys, I want to say 2 weeks ago, when you asked me about OG Anunoby's defense. And I said, there's something he does that drives me nuts, because everyone says he's so great. He gets steals. He gets this. Even me, all NBA. When his man sets a screen, instead of bumping that screen and slowing down the other offensive player, he stands right behind his man and he just lets him go almost every time. And that's something you don't see on TV, but when you're watching, you're like, oh man, maybe he's not as good as I thought. He's still good, but you're seeing those little intricacies that if you didn't play, if you don't watch live, you're going to miss. And it's not your fault. You're just going to miss it because they don't show that stuff.
Even on the court, you could feel the impact that somebody has. And you said, well, he had a bad game. Even when people have a bad game, like basketball players can just feel that impact of their presence just being there just changes everything. And that's something that's felt amongst everybody. So I just wasn't hearing the point, oh, you watched a game where he was bad at. No, Lo. If you really that transcendent as you're saying, I mean, that should travel no matter what.
Okay, can I respond to everybody now? Half of the things y'all say are irrelevant because the things that I say is all relative. Of course, I don't think KD is weak. Like that's what are we talking about? I know that these players are strong. I know these players are much stronger than everyone else, especially players who may come into the league. But we're talking about.
It was Baron Davis, by the way, that said that about John Stockton. Sorry.
Okay, I've heard that. I heard that story as well. Yeah. So like, yeah, I get that there's of course there's things in which you probably don't see unless you're at the game. I've been at games and there's things in which I see, and I'll rewatch it and later confirm it. And even to what Dub just said about bad game, I'm saying that may not be an accurate representation of who Jokic is as a player, especially what he does that maybe transcendently well, because you just watch one game while you were there. I've been at games where there have been great players there, and they didn't feel transcendent, even though it was active while they were playing. Like I've seen Wade, and there was times where he didn't feel transcendent. I've seen Trae Young, and he's had moments where he's been transcendent and not transcendent. And like that doesn't mean that all of a sudden it defines him as a player on a game-to-game basis in the games in which I
the more sample sizes you find where people's having the same opinion, that means something, correct?
How many games are y'all watching?
Let's see. Well, right now is me.
I hate that.
Right now, no.
Right
no,
now,
what I'm saying
right
is
now,
like
me,
if I watch one game of someone, that's not an accurate representation of who they may be. Especially if I watch one of the worst games. So if you went to one game of Jokic,
if a lot of people are having the same opinion about somebody, people who favor hold up, low. People who favor the eye test, who favor not looking at the numbers, who favor watches the games. Fluent was one. Dell was another. There's other guys. There's other guys who play basketball. My bad, Fly. I didn't mean to throw you on the bus, but we agreed on that. We agreed on that though. I don't do chat. But hold on. And then on top of that, guys who actually guys where their opinions where they value the eye test, like it's a common denominator. The guys who really seeing this firsthand just have a distaste for it.
Okay, and what I'm saying is, if I go and I watch him against the Hawks and he dominates, I'm telling you, I don't even think that may be an accurate representation of who he is, because that's a game that it's much more favorable because the matchups are in his favor. Again, if you go ask somebody who watched him in OKC when he's getting doubled and triple teamed, he's still being able to find players open on the other side of the floor. I'm pretty sure they would also say, man, that guy, that Jokic guy, is amazing. He's transcendent, like da. Hey, if you ask the Utah Jazz and the Clippers and Doc Rivers how transcendent he was when they blew a 3-1 lead, I'm pretty sure they would also say it as well, right? So like
you're kind of missing one of the points here, though. It's not just go watch a game. Watch him play, like on TV, whatever, but watch him play. Don't watch what other stuff is going. Watch him play, and then watch him in person and see the things you don't see on camera. And this is where either the knowledge, the research, or the playing, you can get it anyway, right? What to look for. Right, because sometimes you don't know what to look for, and it's like, okay, did he do something? Was that good or was that bad? I don't know. So you don't have to get it by playing. You can research it. You can play. There's different ways to do it, but one way that you can get what to look for with watching the games and then watching it in person, it just gives you a different perspective. Yours might be better, but for the people that, like for me, who know what to look for, who watched him on TV, who went and watched him in person, I confirmed what I thought that I was seeing on TV by seeing him in person, which was he's not as engaged as I want him to be when the ball's not in his hands or on defense.
Yeah, like Mars.
I would agree with you on defense. I'm not debating off ball. I don't know.
Yo, we got to keep it pushing, y'all. We got 1 million super chats to get
kept pushing,
and now is the time to do that.
All
right, let's go ahead and make it happen.
Speed round.
Justin DW said, ticket is ring culture. Don't care about body of work. LeBron is 1 or 2. No discussion. Praise Jordan. That's easy. That's an easy answer right there. That's not true.
I'm not just ring culture. Michael Jordan, we're not talking about just ring culture. We're talking about Michael Jordan's overall body of work. We're talking about the scoring records. We're talking about Defensive Player of the Year award. We're talking about the MVPs. We're talking about the fact that Michael Jordan was a fierce competitor. Michael Jordan was just a dude. His all around. We talking about his all around game. It's not just about rings. With him, the rings is just what separate him from all the other ones. Is the 6 finals, no losses, no game 7s. When we talk about LeBron, the only thing we say is that he's not the GOAT because of those failures. That's the only thing when we're comparing those things. When I say he ain't better than Kobe, he ain't better than Mike, is because Kobe's 5 and 2. Mike is it because to me they all got everything else. No, you're not hearing me. No.
What Ticket is saying is the ring is the deciding factor after all the other stuff, but you need all the other stuff first. I get you. I hear you.
But LeBron has
hold up, Lolo. We got to keep it pushing.
Go ahead. You just got cooked. Let's go.
I like the back coach.
Back to 5.
King Shouter 442 said, Ticket is a fan of LeBron. For somebody that willingly talks about him, he has to be an undercover fan because there's no way.
Do you guys feel the same way about Russell Westbrook? We talked about Russ every single day, but you guys cheerlead that. Somebody talks about LeBron, y'all come up here whining like a little baby. Go ahead, Ron.
Ticket, don't say anything bad about LeBron. You get in trouble. Yeah, next. They're too sensitive. LeBron fans are too sensitive. Go.
Lonnie Williams said, is Lonzo over? Jason Richardson played 19 games after the same surgery and retired because he feared he'd never walk normal. Festus Ezeli missed 4 years after the surgery, played 2 games, then retired.
Yeah, he's done.
Lonzo done?
Yeah, he's done.
I think it's
sadly, he was starting to play too. So sadly, he's done.
If you got to prioritize your life after basketball. So
yep.
Lonzo, prayers out to you and yours, man.
Thanks,
no doubt.
Jay the activist said the journey has to matter. We can't act like these guys are bums because they didn't win a championship or he only got one. Hakeem a loser? Magic a loser?
They won more than they lost.
And he lost. So
Jerry was a loser. So Jerry
West was a loser.
No, you're not hearing me. Yes, to me, Jerry West lost all of the.
So Jerry West.
Listen, he needs to own it, dude. He needs to own it.
Carmelo's a loser, then. Carmelo's a loser, right?
That's why we need to go. That's why you don't
Carmelo is Carmelo and John Stockton a loser.
Yes, Lo. Yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Let me finish. The journey matters, but the outcome matters too. So yes, Jerry West will tell you himself. He hated himself for losing so many finals championships. But your legacy.
Hey, Bob,
you're saying loser in a derogatory sense. It's just a fact. Either you won or you lost.
You lost.
Yeah, I'm saying that as well. He lost.
I've been saying that for so long.
That's the way we praise successes. We have to hold everybody accountable for their losses. Absolutely.
John Stockton and Karl Malone are losers.
But what Mars and Low do, they discount the journeys of the other guys. They discount the journey of Kobe. They discount the journey of Mike. They discount the journey of the other greats to uplift LeBron James. That's the problem I got. Go ahead, Ron.
Sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
Huh?
John Stockton and Karl Malone, they're losers.
No, go ahead. Say it again.
Yes, they are.
Straight
The
losers.
finals, yeah, they are. 0-2.
No. In the entire playoffs.
0-3 Malone.
Yeah, that too. But no, in the playoffs, they have a losing record together. They are.
There you go. Losers.
They're still greats.
I called these guys losers and I got hated.
Like, yeah, I know, right? So they're losers.
I'm in a bad way.
I literally said they never won, therefore they are losers, and everyone's still mad.
Yeah, they're losers.
When I said that,
they're not losers. They made it in the NBA. They're doing better in life than you.
Exactly. When I said that about James Harden and Russell Westbrook,
because I was
damn near getting death threats.
Better than you.
Calling them. Hey, losers. They losers.
All right, y'all. TMF Willie said,
Carmelo's not a loser. He won a championship.
He said, Chilltown want to use that logic. Hold up, y'all. Let's do.
He's a professional loser.
He said, Chilltown want to use that logic for Trae Young, but doesn't apply it to John Stockton. Interesting.
I don't know what the logic is.
About like getting into the teeth of the defense and forcing the defense to.
Yeah,
that's what he's talking about.
But he said Trae Young was one of the best passers, and he said Stockton is too. I don't know what the problem is there. Yeah, next.
Bean Hoop said, who are some star players y'all think would cook together? I've always wanted to see Curry and Bron or KD and Dame.
That's the problem right there. Y'all don't want to see them battle against each other. Y'all want to see them play with each other. We grew up where guys wanted to take each other out. If me and Fluent was on the other block, guess what? It was going to be World War III. I wasn't trying to go team up with Fluent. Next.
Didn't Charles Barkley team up with Hakeem?
At the end of his career, but Charles Barkley was a sucker and he was an outliner. The majority of the guys didn't do that. The majority of the guys didn't do that.
Karl Malone didn't join Shaq and Kobe.
The majority of the guys didn't do that.
Hold on.
Majority of guys.
Moses Malone didn't join the Philadelphia.
Moses Malone also, he didn't do that.
He got traded.
Chuck sign and trade. It was a sign and trade.
It was a sign and trade. It was a sign and trade.
It was a sign and trade.
I know. I'm the one who says that all the time. Chuck didn't go until after he realized he wasn't the best basketball player and needed a ring. That's
what about Malone? He was still the best, wasn't he not?
Oh, Malone absolutely went to the Lakers with Gary Payton to try and win a ring off Kobe and Shaq.
Moses Malone.
Both the Malones, to be honest.
Most Malone got tired of taking a sub 500 team to the final.
But he supposed to have a heart of a lion. He supposed to battle it.
Right, MVP.
I mean, at least don't team up with a team that was just in the finals.
I heard somewhere.
Have some shame. Have some shame.
Lived in Philadelphia, and he wanted to be close to her, guys. That's really the most important part.
Is Moses Malone lower all time than Kevin Durant?
He should be because he had no heart.
Yes.
Hey, this dude said
Moses.
Hold on, Ron. You said break down Eric Dampier's career.
Do you want me to read that, Ron?
What is it, Ron?
Yeah, read that one.
Slime Jenkins said, may you guys break down how great Eric Dampier's prime was offensively/defensively? Thanks, PC. I know
he make $100 million in this era, period. He literally be a Steven Adams. He'd be $100 million player in this era. Literally,
Steven Adams is a $100 million player, is he?
No, I'm saying yes, he is. Steven Adams make $100 million.
He does. Wow.
Yeah, he get like
20 let me see this.
Like 20+ million a year.
Say, I wish I was playing in today's era. It has nothing to do with the rules. It has nothing to do with
Steven Adams is making.
He does not make no $20 million.
He's making 17.
Hold on. He didn't sign. Hold on. He didn't sign. Hold on. How much he making? How much was he making when he left OKC?
In OKC. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Girl, who was you playing with? Back that ass up, Lo. Back that ass up.
I thought you meant right now. I was like,
Steven Adams had a year he was making 29 million.
He made $100 million, like I said. Sit down. I'm the legend of winning.
Y'all sleep on Eric Dampier.
Hey, Bob, I thought Lo knows, Bob. Lo don't know shit without the computer. He put that computer on his brain, can't think like mine. He ain't on my level. He put that computer down. Let's go.
I don't want to be on a level where I don't.
You tried to say I was capped. So you can go look it up. Go ahead, Ron.
You said. I thought you meant this year. That's all. This is
Go ahead.
I just don't be pocket watching NBA players.
Steven
Go ahead, Ron.
That is also true. I'm not pocket watching niggas, man. That is true.
Let's go. Leaf Diggy said, I don't know about y'all, but I support Leaf as my avatar. Ron, Bobby, Ticket, Flu Shot, Old Head, Mars. Salute to the panel crew. Old Head CT, I'm gonna find you soon. Oh, we got smoke for you, Chilltown.
Flu shot. Fluent is wrong about Chuck. All right.
Drink More Water said, why is Embiid over Giannis for MVP? Embiid leads the league in scoring at 33.6 points per game, but Giannis gets 31.4 points per game. And also he gets 1.5 more assists, so it cancels out, grabs more rebounds, plays better defense, and has a better record.
Because these buffoon jabroni voters think like Mars and Low. That's why.
I told drink more water. Drink more water. Drink more water.
Oh, whatever, man.
Listen. It's about the narrative. It's not about stats. Next.
Ticket always cooking these young cats. Love
Facts.
it.
Damn right.
KD's hilarious.
Mars, you a liar. You say that now, but you'll go in the voting booth and vote for Jokic in private, sucker. I know how you get down.
The question was about Embiid and Giannis. You really need to.
I know how Mars get down. Mars would be like, yeah, Giannis.
No, see, you really need to work. The question was about Embiid and Giannis.
I know how you get down. Yeah, boy, I know how you get down.
The question was about Embiid and Giannis. I said Giannis is over Embiid, and then you.
Nah, I know. I'm talking about. No, you.
Yeah, you were talking about something that no one was talking about. Yeah, because you wanted to just talk.
All right, you get nasty at night. I already know. Let's go.
You just wanted to talk.
Yeah, all right.
Desmond Williams said it seems like the Euros don't take their physical fitness seriously. They get their pass. It's fire.
As a Euro, I would say that's true. I don't take it seriously.
They'd be drinking beer before the game.
Kevo Ascending said, whose back-to-back was greater, LBJ or Kobe's?
Kobe.
Yo, what is the bonus, Ox?
What you mean? I think Lithuanian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lithuanian.
You don't take his health serious?
He's an outlier, love.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know.
Don't do this, love.
I just wanted to know. I wanted to know.
Well, on top of that, though, Lo, like I said before, he just comes from incredible pedigree. You know what I'm saying? He comes from top-notch stock.
Kobe's 3P was better than.
Who next, Ron? Who next on these super chats? Let's get it.
Bogdanovich, you took it serious? Let me chill. Let me stop. Go ahead.
Come on, Ron.
Ron. I got.
You said Vladimir
Bogdanovich?
No, Bogdanovich.
Oh. Yeah, I got a start bench cut from you guys from my man Good Energy Podcast. Start bench cut playoff runs 2011. KD, LeBron, or Derrick Rose?
2011. Like what?
You better
playoffs run 2011.
You got to cut D Rose.
What playoff run did D Rose have?
He went to the conference finals and then lost in 5.
Oh yeah, so I guess you cut D Rose, bench LeBron, and take it. I don't know.
Y'all praising.
So went to the conference finals, and I think
you cut all 3.
Y'all, that's what I'm saying. Thank you, Fluent. Y'all praising losing, even answering this question.
Yeah, cut all 3.
There's only Dirk. There's only Dirk in 2011.
No, JJ Barea is moving me.
Jason Terry.
It's Jason Terry. Stop saying JJ Barea. It was Jason Terry.
It was JJ Barea moving me. It was JJ Barea moving me. It was.
Sean Marion moved me.
Jason the Kid said the NBA didn't want Bron to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same year, so they gave him to a second all.
That's a damn lie, man. They was trying to push LeBron. That's a damn lie.
This narrative that NBA doesn't want LeBron is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Damn lie, bro.
The dumbest thing. They always want their best player. It was Bird and Magic. It was Jordan. It was Kobe. LeBron was the next one. That is the narrative to make him stop it.
Magic should not have won them MVPs, man. He was not impacting defense, man.
All right, Big
Jeff chimed in.
You should have went to MJ, man.
Big Jeff chimed in with a super chat. He said, name 5 players under the most pressure to win an NBA championship. I just want to hear one from everybody. Don't say one that somebody else has said.
I'll go first. It's LeBron James, man. He got so much to prove in year 20, man. He needs if he want to be the GOAT, he needs to win a championship, all right?
Said it. I agree with you. He the one said it.
Yep, he said it. LeBron is the GOAT, so he needs to win a championship this year. If he doesn't, he's a fraud. Another losing season for LeBron.
Jokic
for your fake God that y'all getting your knees for.
Hey, you the one out here praising him for averaging 30. Keep that same energy.
Oh, Kevin Durant, Mars?
For sure.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, yeah.
Jokic, See, he got this type of buffoonery he got. You gonna take a dude that won a championship over a dude that ain't won shit.
Okay, this is why Ticket doesn't listen again. Ron said, "Don't name someone else. Someone who's already said." Ticket said Jokic 12 times and still wanted me to say Jokic.
You need to name Jokic.
Ticket said Jokic name 12 times and still wanted me to say him.
Yeah, I want you to say
up, like,
yo, Dub, come on, Dub, give us a name.
I was letting them talk. Kyrie.
Kyrie, wow.
What was the question?
Who's under more pressure?
The most to prove, or who's under the most pressure
to win a championship
this year?
It was this year. I just thought it was just championship.
Oh,
who's under the most pressure to win a championship this
and
year?
What were the names?
I'm assuming I mean this year though.
Yeah,
if it's this year, Embiid.
You say Embiid?
Harden.
Okay, if you say Harden, I'll say Embiid. Whichever one. This is one of those two.
All right,
no pressure on.
I can't use any of those names.
No, you can't. No.
DeMontis ain't under no pressure. He already in.
I'm gonna say Giannis.
No way.
I'm gonna say Giannis.
I thought you said Kawhi.
If Giannis goes another year without winning a ring, dude, it's like
that was a great
Kawhi. No, Kawhi.
No one expects Kawhi to win.
Kawhi already got it. Kawhi him.
Hey, Fluent, can I ask you one question real quick?
Hey, for the super team. Let me chill.
Hey, Fluent, when Kobe was playing, did he always feel like if he didn't win a championship, the season was a waste?
Yes.
That's all I want to know.
That's the only reason he played.
Kobe wasted 15 years of
his career. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, low.
Kobe wasted 15 years of his career.
15 years? Kobe wasted
15 years.
Oh my God.
Hey, low. If Kobe never got hurt, low, if he never tore his Achilles, if Kobe never tore his Achilles, he would have still been competing to try to get championships going in the year 17, 18.
He would have wasted him. It would have been wasted.
Kobe really wasted 15 years of his career.
If he didn't steal Chris Paul from us. But listen, in Kobe's mind, he wasted 15 years. It's about winning chips. Absolutely, that's how
Kobe wasted 15
That's what he would say.
Wasting 75% of your career is crazy.
That's what he would say.
I know he would say it, but I mean, wasted 15.
I'm glad you say Giannis because watch how many people switch up on Giannis when he don't win this year.
Oh yeah. They'll start to say he's just overrated.
They'll start talking about how that 2021 run was a fluke, and it's going
to start saying that.
It's going to be disgusting.
I can't.
It was right after the bubble, and nobody was right yet.
James Harden and Kyrie.
Ron, I know you're trying to go, but I'm
Ron, go ahead.
Ron, I know you're trying to go, but the narratives that will get pushed this off season will be the nastiest because if somebody gonna lose. Kawhi don't win, then he wasted all that time building that team out there.
No one cares.
No
one.
And Russ is on that team. And Russ is on that team. Oh my God!
Russ gonna be the first one to the Russ hate train, bro. You nasty, bro. You know what? You a fan of Russ too.
If they lose,
all right, Ron, come on. I gotta go put my kids to bed.
Let's do it. Alex Pickering said, by the Jokic no defense logic, Steph, Nash, and Dirk don't deserve their MVPs either.
And Magic.
Yeah, for Magic Johnson
and Magic.
Too.
No Magic, yeah. I know y'all afraid of
that. That's not. Hold on. We're not saying that.
We was getting Michael.
I don't think. Hey, listen. I don't think even though
Charles Barkley in there too.
Even though they had a great record that year, I don't think Dirk should have won the MVP. Even though they had a great record.
Yeah, but so Magic has 0, right? Ticket.
No, keep Magic out.
Keep
Magic's name
stop.
out
Bobby,
your
stop. Bobby, stop.
No, I will Bobby, stop. Will Smith on you. Keep Magic's name out your mouth.
Bobby, stop. Right, Ticket? Say what you said before, Ticket, because you said this already.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with it?
I don't agree with what you just said. It's cool. Go ahead, Ron. Go to the next.
Say less, Ticket.
Go next.
Yeah, you nasty, Ticket. You're nasty, Ticket. Ticket is nasty.
Ticket laughing. You know
it's nasty.
Because he know what he said. He know what he said.
McDowell Super Chat said Juan Toscano Anderson over Ticket TV.
That's crazy.
Hey, I would agree. He in the NBA getting a big check, so I had to agree.
I am disappointed in Ticket right now. Because you said that.
Move along, Lo.
I'm sorry.
You came late. You can stay late. Get out of here.
You nasty, Ticket.
Big Smoke said we need more of the panel. Fire emojis. But are you seriously taking the Nuggets, Grizz, or Kings in a series over the Warriors?
Bro, are you watching the Kings? Are you watching the Warriors?
The Warriors?
The Warriors stink.
You watching
the Warriors just stink.
Yes.
Y'all going off a name value, not actually what they producing, bro.
The Warriors are top. I can't believe the Warriors beat us last night. That was so sad.
But Lo, what happened to $100 million man, Lo?
Who?
Draymond Green.
Who's us?
Oh, Draymond. I thought you talking about Steven Adams. Let me chill. Go. We go.
Yeah,
The Warriors beat the Pistons last night.
No, we the Warriors beat Houston.
Oh, I thought you're Houston. That's right. I forgot your new team. Yeah.
On the road too. They finally broke their losing streak, but we didn't.
It was fraudulent. It was fraudulent.
The next super chat. Kev Wallace said 2021 redraft. Who will be top 7 picks? With what you know now, we'll get into that at sometime soon.
Austin Reeves will be up there.
2011.
Y'all gassing that man, bro.
Hey man, no, I ain't gassing. Hey, I've been said I thought
Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie.
2011.
Clay.
I'm sorry.
I
Hey,
thought you said 2021.
I think Austin Reeves 2021. I think it's 2021.
I think Austin Reeves.
Maybe I am bugging.
Yeah.
I think Austin Reeves could reach that Gordon Hayward level in Utah.
Gordon Hayward level?
In Utah,
that's because he's white.
Stop
disrespecting because
you're disrespecting.
Hold on, I've been said it for this last game. I'm dead sure Austin Reeves the goods, man.
Bro,
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Disrespecting Austin Reeves by saying he could be Gordon
Austin
Hayward
Reeves
level.
is Larry
No,
Bird.
I'm talking about in Utah. I'm saying where he wasn't.
I know. He's James Harden level. You seen the whistle? Oh man!
But James Harden that shows up in the playoffs.
Yes.
All right,
if they make it one day.
David Castillo said Nuggets struggling now because teams are doubling Jokic hard with guards when he puts the ball on the floor. Seen guards poke the ball out of his hands.
Facts.
They're struggling because of defense. That's what
they're struggling because of defense. There has been a few
Hold
times.
on, what that man say?
Jokic is struggling decline. They're figuring him out.
They are a lot of teams are adopting the Doc Rivers philosophy of putting a wing player on Jokic and then having that big room of Aaron Gordon, which is
I'm not giving
the Doc Rivers philosophy. That's what it is. Doc Rivers philosophy. And it did cause
Doc Rivers a hell of a coach. Putting respect on his name.
Exactly. I saw an adjustment.
He's not the one who coined.
Who was doing that before him? Who was doing that?
They did it on Dirk with Don Nelson.
No. Who did that to Jokic? Who did that to Jokic?
Let's go.
That's Doc Rivers philosophy right there.
You're trolling me.
Why are you so biased, Lo?
Next super chat from Dave Love T. He said they were never asked to do so. Narrative is dumb. Ticket and Fluent use this to excuse players for not playing a certain role on their team. Teams run their offense around their best player skill set. Easy.
That's not true. What happened was Paul Silas told LeBron James to post up. He didn't want to post up. So he ended up getting Paul Silas fired, the late, great Paul Silas. So because he wanted to play his system. And his system only worked when he put other superstars around him, sir. So cut the shit.
Let me take it a step further. In 2007, go watch that actual finals. They had LeBron James posting up. And who was their coach back then? It wasn't Paul Silas. It was Mike Brown, correct?
Mike Brown, yes.
Mike Brown had him posting up because he said, Bruce Bowen, who's smaller than you, is covering you. So go post him up. LeBron could not post at that time, and it was part of the reason why they got swept because the coach didn't ask him to do what worked best for him. He said, what I wanted you to do. Mark Jackson tried to make there's a million examples, tried to make Steph Curry a traditional point guard, and his numbers were okay, but he didn't really become Steph Curry until Kerr came in and said, hey, come off the ball.
I said that last week. They said I was full of shit.
No, it's the coach. Some coaches play to their players' best strengths. Other coaches say, this is my system. Figure out a way to fit into it. So that's incorrect.
Ron, we gotta go, Ron.
You see how many super chats left?
Yes, go ahead. My bad.
Hugh and Mo said, will the trio of Mitchell, Garland, and Mobley win a championship together? If so, who will be the most important piece?
Highly doubt it if they do. Evan Mobley.
Maybe Mobley, yeah.
Hey, Ron, is J-Rob going to put you in a headlock?
Yeah, you can't hit what you can't catch. You know that. Honcho said, Lo, please get Ticket and Lollapalooza TV in the same chat room.
What is it? Lollapalooza? Never mind. I'll try to get Lollapalooza in the same.
All right, hey, get him on next week.
Hold on, who is that?
No, it's Lollapalooza. We got to keep going, man.
Hey, Lo, get him on next week. We want to see Lollapalooza.
Yeah, we'll get Lollapalooza.
Hold on, is he a big dog?
No, don't worry about it, Ticket. We got to keep going. Fluent got to put his kids.
Okay, if he ain't no big dog, y'all know what time it is.
No, we want Lollapalooza. Angie Carr said, facts, Fluent. Hope is a lucrative product to sell. They built a whole city in Nevada, in the Nevada desert on hope.
Selling dreams. Ain't nothing more expensive than a dream.
Snake oil salesman. That's all it is.
And the strip club booty.
Wow.
Woo! Hey, Lo, I'm about to pull up.
All right, so
Lo be like John Morant back there.
Not play with the dose.
Can you imagine low? Can you imagine low like that?
Not low in the back.
This is why we don't
put
read
the
the
shirt
super
off.
chats.
As soon as the camera come
looking like
off,
Rick Ross, Low don't care.
With that big ass smile.
Man, for real, dog. For real.
Those Papa.
Low, you be tricking Low?
I'm feeling it.
I was in the strip club last night. I was actually.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm gonna be a Portland all night. You know where I'm
Oh, Low with the KOD. You with the KOD?
I do go to the strip club. That's what
Hey, shit, I was at Rules last night.
Low be going to KOD. Live.
All right, so Angie Carr with another super chat. She said, thoughts on Carmelo's comments that him and PG almost being traded to the Cavaliers prior to the 2017 season. Would they have won at least one?
No.
Nope.
It depends who they're
So
trading
Carmelo,
for. If
PG,
Kyrie-
and
That would have been
LeBron,
a
yeah?
Kyrie trade. That would have been.
Oh, then
Like that would have been for Kyrie. They better win one.
I was about to say, y'all tripping.
Better
They
win
would
one.
not have.
You
Not
think
against the
LeBron, you think
Warriors.
LeBron and Paul George is beating the
LeBron,
Warriors
Paul
with
George,
KD?
and Carmelo?
Don't say and Carmelo like Carmelo was that guy in 2017. He was.
What do you mean
So
Carmelo's the
was
dude?
Kevin Love that guy in
You all keep
2017?
telling me Carmelo's that
No,
guy.
and they got more.
They got mobs. Yeah, what are you talking about, Ron?
Yeah, that doesn't help the point.
As
Bro,
as a third option.
Yeah, they are
Carmelo
getting
Anthony
destroyed. They are
I'm
getting
telling
destroyed. by the
you,
Warriors.
Ron. You already know what LeBron do. Tell him ticket. Don't LeBron just make him to spot up shooters. Tell him ticket. Tell him.
That's what
After
Carmelo would do. man.
Carmelo would have led the team in scoring.
But he would have turned. But LeBron would have turned him into a spot up shooter ticket. Tell him.
Nah, at that time, Carmelo game was too strong.
No. Remember. That's Carmelo when he went to OKC and he got regulated.
Hold on. Who's their three? It was KD. You were talking about KD, Curry, and Clay that year, right?
Well, yeah, the KD Warriors.
Okay, so LeBron's better than KD. Curry is better than PG, and Carmelo's better than Clay. So the Cavs should win.
Carmelo ain't better than no damn Clay.
Carmelo's not better than.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Hey, Mar, you need to be slapped saying that, Mar.
Carmelo would not have been.
Wait. Carmelo in 2018 is better than Klay Thompson.
Oh no, my bad. I just come all time. My bad.
LeBron is better than KD. Wait. Steph is better than Melo, and is PG better than Clay?
No. You mean Steph is better than PG?
That's not how basketball works.
That is not how basketball
works. So that's what everyone's telling me.
Like I said,
is that wrong?
people are dumb.
People are okay.
Man, come on, Ron. I gotta put my kids to bed, man.
Yeah, I gotta put my kids to bed. 8:45. I'm out.
Come on, y'all. I'm not trying to get fucked up by J-Rob. 13200 said only Low will get this. I hope he remembers what this is from. Who better, Taco Fall and Romeo Langford or Shaq and Kobe?
Yeah, that's nasty. It is Shaq and Kobe though. It's close though.
Yeah, it's close. I was gonna say
it's close though. It's close.
You can't teach. How tall is Taco? 7'4"?
7'5".
Yeah, you can't teach.
I don't know. Romeo Langford's offensive peak is like second to none.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't argue.
Taco Fall is transcendent. Let's not forget that.
I can't argue with that. Come on, Ron. I gotta put my kids to bed, man.
Kenny G said LeBron is 20.
Yo, we don't want to hear about your strip club antics, Low.
He's trying to hit the strip club right now.
LeBron is 24th in assists per game all time, and out of the list draws the most double teams, making passes easier for him. So why do we consistently rank him top 10?
What?
Oh, maybe because we watch him play.
Yeah.
All right. Black Baby Jesus said, do y'all think this will be Jason Tatum? Black Baby Jesus said, do y'all think
that's a crazy
I don't think you have to put black there. Everyone knows Jesus was black, but anyways, okay, go.
Yeah.
Facts.
Black Baby Jesus said, do y'all think this will be Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown's last season together?
It's over with. Hey, they should have brought back.
They got one more season.
They should have brought back Ime Hustrocha, but they didn't. So it's over with. I'm not being funny. I'm being real, bro. If they would have brought back Ime, they could have kept everything together. They didn't want to bring back Ime.
Jaylen Brown can't be upset because they considered trading him for Kevin Durant. Like that's.
No, you're not hearing me. But that wasn't Ime. That wasn't Ime. That wasn't Ime.
That's not what I'm talking about.
You're not hearing him.
I am hearing him, Lo. When I'm saying this, wait, Fluent. I can't go past
the bed.
Lo, listen, Lo thinks paying their tuition makes them his kids, so he got to go.
I gotta put on the bed.
Listen.
Lo, you about to go put the strippers to sleep?
I got to, Ox.
Hey, I'm gonna hop on that red eye. Hey, but nah, check me out though. Look. So what I believe the reason that they sent that super chat is because what Jaylen Brown said yesterday or the day before, whatever. And I'm saying I love Jaylen Brown, but for you to be any type of disgruntled about anybody considering trading you for Kevin Durant, that's just bogus to me. Like, if you ask me if I get traded for Kevin Durant, I'm like, cool. That means I'm super good. Like, that's an honor. Like, yo, if you trade me for Kevin Durant,
that's fair. You know what? Don't forget to check out Fluent and Chill right here at 9 p.m. on Thursday. We saw last episode with Flat Earth. Y'all love it.
Oh my god! Oh my!
Hey, gravity is not real.
Disgraceful.
Not real.
That was so disgraceful.
I'm out.
My son taught me that when he was 5.
Hey, Fluent, we out. Tyson Thomas with the super chat. He said, "Salute the panel." Same time next week.
No disrespect. Hey, all due respect. Hey, Haley, what's up, baby?
Oh my god.